We'll shave each other's balls live
just
on Twitch.
Take a ride on Tony the Pony. Come take a ride on Tony the Pony. Please take a ride on Tony the Pony with Mr. Pineapple. Oh yeah, it's Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour.
Hello and welcome to Mr. Pineapple's Wonder Hour, the show where we talk big pineapples, small pineapples, hairy pineapples, and everything in between. I am your host, Tony the Pony, and with me, as always, is the one and only, the incredible Mr. Pineapple. How are you, Mr. Pineapple?
I'm alright, mate.
Yeah?
I'm alright, yeah.
You sure about that? You don't look it.
Yeah, I'm alright, I think. Break.
Well, we are joined tonight by the one and only, the analyst, Peebs, Pant Bastard. How many other names has he got? What's the other one?
Got UK 21.
Legendary. How are you, Con UK 21?
Thank you. I didn't want to start talking until you got all my names. Like Daenerys from Game of Thrones, Breaker of Chains, Bastard of the Pants,
What?
Analyst.
Bastard of the pants. I love it.
Yeah.
Before we start, we got an Instagram message on our pod Instagram.
Even I don't know about this.
It's weird, mate, right? From what seems to be a bot, to be fair, but she sent a profile over called Smooth My Balls, right?
We got
And
a sponsor.
It's a men's grooming company.
Right, okay.
And
Sponsor?
the message says, "Hello, I work with Smooth My Balls. They are looking for podcasters and content creators to work with them. They will send out a review unit and give you a special code to share on social media where you can earn up to $45 every time it is used. Please message Smooth My Balls ASAP to get started," right? So I've messaged them and I just put, "Hi, I've just been notified with this message, ... Is this legitimate or not?" And I sent them the screenshot of because her name is Jessica NDKNXT Jenkins.
I
Right.
thought you were going to say Jessica Ennis. I'm going to say she has fallen on hard times.
So just going to wait to hear back from that one. But it could be somewhat of a sponsor, maybe, which would be cool.
Watch this space. I'll shave my balls.
I'll shave mine live on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing it on Twitch.
Yeah.
we've just got affiliate. Let's slow it down there, Chief.
That's what all the kids are baying for it. They're like, we want to see Mr. Pineapple shave his bollocks live.
No, they want to see you in a hot tub because that is the in thing on the Twitch platform at the moment.
I don't have the hot tub.
Is it actually?
Yeah, if you're not in a hot tub, you ain't making money. Everybody is in hot tubs.
Can I
I'm
just
telling you now.
fill a bin with water,
Yeah, you probably could.
next to a radiator,
That's it. Fill the bin. We're making money.
Fill the bin.
put some bubble bath in it, get fancy.
What bubble bath though?
I was in bathroom.
Ah, nice.
If there isn't, I don't know. I'll put some like Dettol in there or some Epsom salts because I'm really old and I need to soothe my bones.
With Dettol.
It's good for the cuts and the stuff.
Yeah, you put like a cap full in. You don't put a lot in. You don't fill it with just Dettol.
Have you never heard of people putting Dettol in a bath, Anne?
No.
You're a young'un, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's also it also is a bit weird.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah. It's like what old people did back in the day.
like GD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely had a Dettol bath.
Exclusively Dettol baths.
That's why he's so white.
You know?
Right. Should we get onto these small pineapples?
I want to carry on talking about this ball shaving opportunity that we've got.
Well, let's hope it's a real opportunity. And then we get to shave our balls and be like, this ball shaver, mate, it's good shit. Use code pineapple.
I think we'll have to have that'll be the episode where it's the return of Judge Fudge and the Empress, and they can review. Because we're not gonna know. We don't care.
True.
Whilst we shade the balls, get them on, ask them their opinion on it. Do you prefer it? Where they smooth?
I'll get the questions written out now during this episode.
Yeah.
For that
Yeah.
one.
You get the questionnaire. Banging.
Banging.
And then, maybe the Empress will have some cons for the first time. We don't know.
Yes, she will.
that could, yeah. It means so many things. Ooh. Right, let's do these trailers. Jesus Christ. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, or whatever it's called, got its first trailer. Looks less Marvel-y than most Marvel-y films.
But still looks very American.
Right.
There were two parts of the trailer I liked, which is probably a record for a Marvel film. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's something going. It's got going for it. Which is, there was a side-on shot in the trailer with the big neon sign behind them. Don't know if you remember it. It was very eye-catching because it's like big neon sign, and it's just silhouetted fighting. Like they're in the poses about to kick off. I like that shot. That shot looked cool. And then there was another shot which was very wire worky, and it was very crouching, hidden, kind of.
Oh, in like, yeah, with the woman with a hat on who looks like that animated film woman, that Raya.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
They look cool shots.
I like the bit where he's in the bus and he jumps up and kicks the two guys at the same time.
That's happened in other films before, though, hasn't it? Other martial arts films. I'm pretty sure it happens in a certain film from 1995. Not on a bus.
It's breaking ground because it's on a bus this time, you know.
Okay.
This is the speed of martial arts films.
So it's all set on a bus.
Which, like, Speed was the Die Hard of bus film, you know.
Right.
What did you think, Mr. Pineapple? You're the marshal of the artist, man.
It looks all right. It looks like the action's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be edited to within an inch of its life. I'll watch it because I'm gonna have to. You're gonna make me.
Yep. We get the Mandarin in this, though. The actual Mandarin.
I don't care anymore.
He's his daddy, isn't he?
I don't care anymore about it.
Well, you're going to have to care, mate.
Just let me review good martial arts films.
Like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I preferred the one about the 8 rings.
Oh, shit. The prequel.
Yeah, they've gone too many for me. You know, I like the lead actors. Have you seen Kim's Convenience on Netflix?
No.
It's a lovely Canadian sitcom about a Korean family who own a convenience store. It's really good. He's in that. He's really good in that. So he does some good comedy in that. So hopefully he can bring the comedy into this film because it looks very serious, except from the bus driver lady.
Aquafina, who plays the dragon.
She's the dragon bitch, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
God, I hate her.
I'm waiting for this.
That dragon, mate.
And in this, she's got like a little chicken dragon sidekick thing.
Is she going to be sidekick in this film?
Yeah.
Is she a bus driver?
I don't know, mate.
Sandra Bullock.
To his Keanu Reeves.
He's the Keanu Reeves of this generation, and she's the Sandy B.
Nice.
But who's the Dennis Hopper? Interesting.
Right, next trailer. It looks okay. Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
I forgot to watch this one, even though I wrote the list of trailers.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
Is that the tagline, or is that your cry for help for putting this on the list? The devil made me do it.
No, that is the tagline.
It's a long title, isn't it?
Did Conjuring 2 have a subtitle?
I don't believe it did.
Just The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring films are okay. They're a bit different.
Do they need this many? They're not different. They're all the same. Do they need this many?
Are they the
Do people still watch it?
ones, right?
You what?
Are they the people, the Amityville horror people, right? The two real life people. Is it them?
It's all based on case files and stories of and tales of stuff like that. Very loosely based on someone's words once upon a time, kind of stuff.
This one looks more like a fucking detective show, but yeah, it'd be okay, I guess.
I'm just bored of them. I want them to like go back to doing spoof films, like Scary Movie and stuff like that. And I want them to do one of this, but it's got Will Arnett in it.
Will Arnett.
Just doing stupid shit.
What was the last spoof film that came out?
The Haunted House came out.
What the fuck is that?
Don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard of that one. You talking about Haunted Mansion?
No. No. I forgot his fucking name. He's in Scary Movie.
Is it Wayans?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the Wayans. Did they direct it as well?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Did it star all of them?
No,
it's alright. It's like the first one's like a Paranormal Activity spoof, and he gets butt fucked by the ghost and stuff.
So they do the sex with the ghost stuff like they did?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. So that was the last one we know of then. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give that one a wide berth.
That's why I'm saying bring them back. Good. We will on it in.
Will Arnett is their
'Cause
last, isn't it?
I
He
think
is
he
a
looked a
lad.
bit like the guy from Conjuring films.
They do look
Looks
similar.
a bit like him. Enough to be in a spoof film where it's taking piss.
Patrick Wilson, right? In the Conjuring film.
Yeah.
He's in that one film, innit?
Aquaman.
Watchmen.
He does Watchmen.
I like it when he's banging that woman, and when they climax, the spaceship fires fire out of it.
Zack Snyder.
Subtlety. That's what that is.
Right, next trailer. Annette.
I included this trailer because I had no clue what was happening, and I just wanted to know if any of you two did.
Is this Adam Driver
It's
one?
Kylo Ren, yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't, mate. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on?
So my problem with him, when he talks about anything feminine, like he likes something, it just sounds to me like he's talking about Rey all the time now, sadly, because it's how his voice is, not like how it sounds, but like everything about his cadence of his speech and stuff. It just sounds so similar to how he is in Star Wars. So it just, to me, still sounds exactly like that. When he's talking, like the voiceover at the very start of the trailer, it just sounds like he's narrating or talking to somebody like on the bigger Death Star. And it was so weird that it wasn't on the Death Star. So, and it looks very film festy. That was like my takeaway. It looks very film festival-y, very. I don't know what's happening.
I had no clue what was happening. It confused me more than anything.
I don't like that. We've never seen what Adam Driver's ears look like.
And you never will.
They're he's proper tabby.
I bet he is.
He is.
That's why.
You could,
Have you seen him?
yeah.
You need to get you to a police sketch artist.
I also thought you'd like the look of this ant because it looks proper acty, doesn't it? Like actory and like acting and shit.
That's
At
what
one
I
point,
meant by film festy.
they're on like a stage at one point, I think, or something. I think I'm like, God, he's gonna like this, isn't he?
No, I didn't. It was too out there, ecstasy-filled, weird, dreamscapey.
It's by Leo Carax, though, isn't it? Who did Holy Motors and all those other weird French films.
Ah, right.
He's
okay.
known for making weird films.
Mm.
Marion Cotillard's great, though. She's a good actress. I like her.
Here today is the next trailer.
This one was not confusing. Billy
Does it
Crystal's
look good,
in
though?
it. No,
Why did you put it on?
because if I have to suffer through these,
Has he got dementia?
I think he's got some kind of illness.
Yeah.
Why is
I think
every
he does.
fucking film now just getting old actors back and going, oh, it's sad because they got dementia?
The previous film's not about that, is it? It's about Weird Opera Baby.
Right.
Isn't it?
They started off looking really shit, right? Don't worry, I'm not going to say it started looking good. It started looking really shit, though. Like that Melissa McCarthy film recently that came out.
The Thunder Force one.
Under Force.
Yeah, Thunder Fires. I thought it was going to be like that when they started talking. I was like, this is that trailer that they always make me watch when I come on this podcast. That is just, why the is this on this list? And then they started talking about him having dementia and like him writing for stuff and wanting to get these things completed before it took over him. And that side of it, with like meeting a new friend, that sounds like a great idea in concept. And then they took that and thunderfized it, and I hated it so much because it, like I say, it started off looking shit, and then they just talk about, yeah, you're not remembering stuff, are you? And then it goes back to looking shit again.
She's allergic to shellfish or whatever she's allergic to.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
what gave me real Melissa McCarthy vibes when her face balloons up from eating shellfish. I hated that so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, and that was the thumbnail on the YouTube video.
Fucking hell.
It's not like, yeah, I'm watching this, including this fucker. Let everyone suffer.
That's what happens.
But I like Billy Crystal in the 80s as well, you know?
That's 40 years ago.
Yeah. He made
40 years ago.
some wonderful films in the 80s.
40 years ago.
Now he's
Doing
in
it now.
whatever this is called, it Getting Even with Dad or whatever it is. What's it called?
It's
Here
getting
today.
even. Are you alright?
Here
Getting
today.
even with Dad.
I don't know, that might be a different film.
Sounds like a porno, mate. Benny Loves You. Which one was this?
The
Oh,
toy.
this one
The
was
toy.
the good-looking one.
No. It looks shit to the point that it's going to be good. Don't say it looks good, because it does not look good. It looks very bad. But because it looks
good,
bad
though,
is why it looks like it's going to be great. But it looks shit. Get that out right now.
It's
Looks good. Get those words out your mouth.
for the modern world, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
because it's not 1988.
With bad effects and bad acting.
Do you not like it when he jumps over the fire and he's like, "Wow"?
No, that
it's
looked
too
dreadful.
little. It looks amazing.
It looks
That's almost as bad as my stuff in After Effects that I did for a day.
But they've got like a little robot to fight it and
Yeah, it's
stuff.
like, for people wanted to know, this guy gets stuffed toy as a child, parents die or something, and he has to move out when he's old now, and then he gets the toys in like a rubbish box or something, and then it starts killing everyone.
Werewolves Within is the next trailer. I can't remember this one.
It's The Thing, but we're a werewolf.
Oh,
And it's got that woman in it that's got big boobs, and she's in American adverts for AT&T. Neither of you will probably not know who she is, because she's most famous for being in that and being sexualized because of it, because she's got very big boobs.
I am going to have to find out who this is, though, for research purposes.
Her name's like Mila Van Triub or something, but she's like, I think she does comedy sketches and skits and stuff in America, and like smaller things, like not huge stuff that's going to come across to England, but she does a lot of AT&T adverts. And because I watch a lot of American sports channels, they're on there all the time, like every single break between anything, she's on there.
Milana Alexandrovna Van Triub.
Yeah, that's what I said, but I didn't put the middle name in because I didn't want to butcher two names.
She is the daughter of Jewish refugees. That is what
right, okay.
Wikipedia is telling me.
Yeah, but what's this
She came
film
to
about?
prominence for her appearance in the AT&T television commercials.
It's almost like I've just told you all this, because I know her, because she's on all the American sports shows. Like in between all the adverts, an AT&T advert always plays, and she is always there.
Can we move on?
Yeah, it looks like The Thing, but we're a werewolf.
In 2020, Van Trub was subjected to a wave of online sexual harassment as lewd comments about her breasts and photos manipulated to overemphasize her bosom were posted on both her and AT&T's social media accounts. She asked for users to cease this behaviour in a live stream on Instagram, stating, "It hurts my feelings. I'm hurting, and it's bringing up like a lot of feelings of sexual assault." Carry on.
I mean, you were just told that, but in a more subtle way. Love, Death plus Robots Volume 2.
Oh, I don't watch this one either.
Did any of you watch the first volume?
I did not know.
Kind of.
Volume 2 looks fun. Got my boy Peter Franzen in as well, and he's a G.
I couldn't tell it had anybody in it, but it looks really nice
Mm.
on the eyeballs. There's a lot of nice animation styles in it. There's one that's almost like a stop motion, low frame animation style. Looks quite charming. Quite like that. And then they've obviously got the super high res, mega
Whales and
tits
stars. Yeah.
stuff, where it's like, we're going to render this at 500k and you're going to go straight onto the screen and blow your TV up because it looks too crisp and you're not going to be able to handle it. It's going to be in 6,000 frames. And then it cuts to like a nice little boy running through a field at about 15 frames. It looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. You should watch Volume 1.
I might have to.
And the last trailer, Ted Lasso Season 2. This looks fun. I need to watch
is
Season
fun.
1. I didn't realise what we were on about. I mean, what we're about. Like,
Wow.
Manager of a football team.
Me and Pete talked about it often.
yeah, but when I see him being an American man and you're talking about football, I didn't realise it was English football.
I'm not going to call it football. I'll call it American football specifically, wouldn't I? Come on. I'm going to say, yeah, he's coaching a soccer team.
Okay.
It's the English Premier League Championship kind of structure, and one of the teams in there, he manages them. There's
I
big
like his
spoilers in
accent
this
as
if
well.
you've not seen season 1, kind of.
Is it?
Well, you won't know it because you don't know enough about football, so it's not a problem for you. You can watch the first season and not have any spoilers because you won't know anything that's happened in this trailer. Like, you won't get it.
I like his accent.
It's really good. It's amazing.
You need to watch season 1. It's good. It's good shit.
Judge
Season
Fudge's
one
got Apple TV as well.
Why?
For free. It came with her iPhone. So
It
Oh.
always does, doesn't it?
yeah.
Toby, that's the second person I know who's had it free. No.
Yeah.
You
And
can
at
watch
least
it.
some good company.
Quality entertainment.
Get it watched tomorrow. Watch along. We'll do it live. episode 1 to final one. We'll do it all on it in one go. I'm up for it.
Jesus.
I did.
I like it.
I did episode 1 on its own, and then I binged all the rest in one go
Nice.
because I watched episode 1 stupidly late at night,
Mm.
and then I was like, "Your boy's watching all them in one go."
When I wake up, I'll tell you.
I watched the entire season, the first season, while working,
Mm.
and then about a week later, I rewatched it again, and then probably about a month and a half later, I rewatched it again. So yeah,
I don't want to get too deep into it because I want to do a future podcast episode on it, but it's good. It's good shit.
my favorite TV show of a long time. I don't want to put a timestamp on it because I don't know what else has been released in certain times. Because at least 5 years, I'd say, probably my favorite TV show.
It's a
Maybe
big
10.
It's a big show.
I know it's a huge shout, especially 10. That's a massive shout.
That's a big boy shout out.
But it's only in its first season in it, so it can't make many mistakes. But like I said, I'll let you talk about that on a future episode.
Let's get on to the news. Big boy news straight away. Spider-Man No Way Home has had its plot leaked, maybe. This comes from a guy who leaked all the deaths in Endgame. He did some other stuff for WandaVision and stuff like that. So, spoilers. If you don't want to listen to this, then you skip a few minutes or whatever. I don't fucking know. Right. Are you ready? Wait, do you want to hear this, Mr. Pineapple?
I don't care about Marvel anymore, even though Spider-Man is my favourite comic character.
Right, are you ready?
La 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 la. No, carry on.
Yeah. There's a time skip. Peter Parker is in court.
God.
There's a lot going on and he's trying to prove his innocence. The multiverse is breaking and there are villains from other worlds. Doctor Strange is trying to capture them and put them in a special prison he made. The villains somehow escaped because Peter messed with some magic to clear his name. Now it's up to him to get them back in prison. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the second and third acts of the movie. There are some scenes with Maguire and Garfield on their own. The movie's final act is on the Statue of Liberty that now looks like a big Captain America. Stay with me. The villains are all there. So Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are there too. There is a start reactor the villains are fighting over. Because, he's still going to be in it, ain't he? All the villains, except William Dafoe's Green Goblin, end up in prison.
Willem.
End up in prison. The Goblin kills someone, not sure who, but Tom Holland's Peter Parker is crying and gets so mad he tried to kill Green Goblin and nearly did. The movie ends with Peter finishing high school. It looks like everyone still knows he's Spider-Man by the end.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It can fuck off.
It can fuck off. Yeah, it doesn't seem great, does it?
That's that now. Yeah.
I like how it's just like, oh yeah, by the end of the film, he didn't get to clear his name and it's all for nothing. Great stuff. What do you think, Analyst?
It's Marvel, isn't it? Sounds marvelous. There's loads of people on screen at once, it sounds like, from everywhere. So there's loads of villains because you need loads of characters. You can't have one anymore. Those days are gone. One character in your film, one main character, you fucking idiot. You gotta have at least 7 bad guys, 3 good guys minimum. Otherwise, what's the point? What if there's only one good guy? Are people going to be interested in that?
True.
Can't happen.
I mean,
because the ADHD generation are officially starting to take over, where they can't concentrate on one thing for too long. Otherwise, it melts their little brains. I don't like Marvel.
You know what's funny though? Alfred Molina, he's just not gave a shit and went into an interview and told people that he's in Spider-Man and confirmed it officially when he weren't supposed to because he's a lad, isn't he? There's a direct quote saying, "When we were shooting it, we were all under orders not to talk about it because it was supposed to be some great big secret. But, it's all over the internet. I actually describe myself as the worst kept secret in Hollywood."
Who is this?
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Right.
From Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I know the character. I know the general plot of the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But after that, actors go out the window. Story goes out the window. No clue what else is going on. Well, my thing from what you've described it as is the exact thing that why I don't like Marvel films is because even you just said it then. It's all for nothing. Nothing happens in this film because at the beginning he's trying to clear his name. At the end, he's not cleared his name. Literally nothing happened.
2 hours and 20 minutes. Boom.
What can we fill that with? Just old characters for nostalgia. It's fine.
People are going to love it and it's going to get loads of money and they're going to keep making it. And then people are going to tell me I'm wrong and be like, oh, but it's really good though because it's Spider-Man. And I'll just watch the Tobey Maguire cut.
Yeah, he's also confirmed that it picks up straight after he drowns. So his character is like 17 years younger than he actually is, kind of thing. So he's confirmed that he's going to be de-aged throughout the whole film.
I thought you were on about Tom Holland then. And I'm like,
oh no,
he's only like 12
Doc Ock.
anyway.
When Doc Ock drowns at the end of Spider-Man 2 and that, and yeah.
He redeemed himself at the end of that film.
Yeah, so is he going to be a good guy? Who knows?
He's still my favourite comic book villain, so that's all.
Because he compares it to Robert De Niro in The Irishman when he says, like, yeah, he looked younger, but his body was still moving like an old fucking twat. But he said that apparently it's just going to be him stood there and the arms are going to do all the combat and stuff anyway, so it don't really matter. But yeah, he's going to be de-aged.
I've just had a thought. Mr. P said that his favourite comic book villain is in it. Doc Ock. Does that mean Shit Rhino's going to be in it?
Maybe.
Because it says loads of villains are there. And I don't want Shit Rhino. Rhino's the only thing I care about in Marvel's that side of it. Like the Spider-Man, all that.
I don't
kind of
think he will be, to be fair. I know Electro's confirmed, isn't he? There's Green Goblin, that's been rumoured. The other Green Goblin, Doc Ock. And then we'll have Mysterio and that Michael Keaton man. Vulture and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. But yeah, that shit, it's just funny that he's just come out and been like, fuck Marvel and their secret shit. I'm in it.
He's already filmed it, mate. He don't give a shit.
I'm de-aged. I'm in it. It picking up from when I died. Great stuff.
I've already been paid here. I've got a cut up film. Stop flogging them on corner at street. Get your Spider-Mans here.
Casting news. Olivia Colman and Emilia Clarke have been cast. Well, not the characters haven't been announced yet, but they've been cast in Secret Invasion, the TV show, Disney Plus thing.
They're both British women.
British.
One of them is an actress. One of them is in Game of Thrones.
I wonder which ones.
I still can't get over the fact that Olivia Colman does all this stuff now.
I know, it's weird.
She's an Oscar winner.
It's nuts. It's so mad to me. I know her from my youth as being nothing like what she does now. Nothing at all. It's such a far cry from it, isn't it?
It's just when you rewatch Peep Show and you're like, nah.
Fuck you, Mark. Just having a small wine. The doctor says that's okay. Is that all right with you? And now she's winning Oscars and being cast alongside Emilia Clarke in someone I've never heard of. So it's probably going to be popular and good.
It's Marvel.
Oh, that's why I've not heard of it. There we are. Yeah. So it's going to be popular and
it's a weird
good air quotes
that should have been the next arc of the MCU.
Yeah, it's something that should have covered
TV show instead.
Yeah, it should have covered many films. But
it's the whole thing.
We won't get onto that.
No, please don't.
Russell Crowe is playing Zeus, confirmed the other day in Thor: Love and Thunder. Zeus is basically like the Nick Fury of Olympus, and all the other gods are his Avengers kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Netflix Marvel characters, such as your Punishers and your Daredevils and your other two, they may be coming back. It's a rumour. I mean, Daredevil's supposed to be in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
But apparently all the other stuff that they've already done hasn't happened, kind of thing. So it's just rebooting them for the MCU, but it's going to be the same actors.
It can just all fuck off.
I mean, it don't really make that much of a difference.
Why do people like Marvel?
Marvel next episode.
Oh, fuck it is.
And the last... You wrote what?
Why? Why are you doing more? Sorry,
More
I'm
Marvel.
going to be the voice of the people now. I'm coming
The
but as
people want to
about the
hear it.
people. Now they fucking don't. I listen to this podcast every single time it's released, and I am sick to the back teeth of Marvel.
I agree.
And that's not your guys' fault. I was sick of it before I listened to the podcast. Before the podcast was conceived. Before it was even a twinkle in your eye. I hated Marvel. And the people agree.
The people agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Down with Marvel.
Boo. I'm going to start booing. Every time you say Marvel from now on, I'm going to boo it.
Last bit of Marvel news.
Boo.
I'm trying to.
All Spider-Man films are coming to Disney Plus next year. Yep, there you go. Bit of Disney news. Wookiees are confirmed for The Mandalorian Season 3. So he's probably going to Kashyyyk or something. Oh.
What's a
I
Wookiee?
like Kashyyyk.
It's a big, hairy thing.
Wow.
And they make that noise. Do it. Go on. Yeah.
I like Kashyyyk. Kashyyyk's cool.
I like the Iron Kashyyyk.
You're a nerd, aren't you? Fucking nerd.
I am. Oh, that's a deep cut right there.
Fuck off. Michael Keaton has finally confirmed he's going to be Batman in The Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's finally come out and said, all right, I am in it. Fucking hell, shut the fuck up. He's probably going to be in it for like a second. Dead people. Take it away, Mr. Pineapple.
I forgot the names. Let me know.
Alma Wahlberg.
Oh, that's just because we were talking about the Wahlbergs the other day, and that's their mum. She's dead.
How did she die, mate?
Oh, by just being fucking so Wahlberg that she passed away. It was just too Wahlberg for this world.
She couldn't handle a Wahlberg.
No. I'll let you know how she died. I know she was 78.
78.
Faced dementia. I'm assuming that is what led to her downfall.
Downfall's a weird word for it, but sure.
Either way, she's dead.
Yeah.
Not coming back.
Is 78 a good age nowadays?
I think it's about average, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just made that up, but let's just say, yeah.
I think when you reach 80, then it's all right to die.
I think 78 is considered old.
Yeah.
But for a celebrity,
79 is the average life expectancy.
Oh,
but what about the average life expectancy of a Wahlberg?
Depends what film they're in.
Transformers.
So far, Donnie Wahlberg's finest hour.
Oh yeah, shit.
I would say it's the greatest film of our generation
Jesus.
so far.
Is he the one that owns restaurants?
Yeah, they both do. They're named after their mum, who's dead.
Jim Steinman.
A wonderful writer of songs. Did a lot of work with Meatloaf. If you've ever listened to the Bat Out of Hell album, then you'll know Big Bad Jim, because he did some stuff on it, didn't he? Like writing it and that.
Oh, nice.
He wrote it.
I have listened to that album.
It's a great album. It's a great debut album as well.
It's a debut album.
Don't know. I made it up.
Yeah, I think you have.
I think he wrote Total Eclipse of the Heart, actually, for Bonnie Tyler. I'll confirm that in a minute. He did write Total Eclipse of the Heart. Excellent.
Glad you're getting your facts in there, mate.
He did many other things. He also did stuff in musical theatre, which you're a man who knows things, you know.
I only want like one musical theatre production.
What is it?
Matilda.
You went and watched Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm joking, mate.
What?
Shut up. Carry on.
He died of kidney failure, age 73, eating too much meatloaf.
Hey.
And to his downfall.
God.
You ready for the last one?
Yeah, go on then.
Les McGowan.
Was that Les?
Big old Les.
This was a singer in the band.
Fuck.
What that noise? Oh, yeah.
He really likes this one.
He was the lead singer of the Bay City Rollers, you know. They sing them songs that I can't remember.
Yeah.
We're on. No. That's Talking Heads. In 2005, he was found to have been driving while drunk, over twice the legal limit, and had left the scene of an accident. He consequently was banned for 18 months and fined £1,000.
Just reminding the people of all the wrongs he's done in his life.
In 1975, he killed an
God.
elderly neighbour as a
What?
result of reckless driving, for which he was banned from driving for 1 year and fined £100. He later revealed
£100
how
and
the
banned
guilt
for a
he
year.
felt.
Wait. Did he go?
Killing a man. Well, yeah, let's just go back to that. Killed a man and he had to pay £100.
Yeah.
And couldn't nip to Tesco.
He later revealed how the guilt he felt over the event played a key role in his alcoholism. And then he got banned again for driving.
He killed a man. That's insane.
That's nuts. And he paid £100. That's it.
In 2008,
Cheap
he
Different
stayed in a
times.
treatment facility for his alcohol addiction. But 1 year later, in the TV show Rehab for Living TV, covering celebrities fighting addiction, he disclosed that he was a secret bisexual and admitted being unfaithful to his wife with both men and women. The dirty dog. He had
He's
one
not a very
child
nice
called
man, is he?
Jubei. This man he's led a life, but he's also known as
Yes.
Richard. Jubei is.
I'm not surprised. I'd want to be called fucking Richard if my parents called me Jubei. Jubei's in Mortal Kombat lore, just to let you know.
Yeah, no, I heard Jubei like in the Mortal Kombat film, and I'm like, oh, I've heard that name before, and it must have been this fella.
That's why.
Yeah.
He
What
was
is
just a
that?
massive fan of Mortal Kombat.
What is that Bay City Rollers song? They sing a famous one, don't they? I'm sure they do. Bye Bye Baby. That's the fucking one they sing. Yeah. It's in Love Actually, innit? Yeah, either way, he's dead.
Yeah,
Killed a man, 1975. Paid a fine. Driving ban for a year. Age
that's
6.
insane.
He was 65 when he died. No cause of death, but I can only assume it's something to do with his driving.
Mm.
Led to his downfall.
Mm.
So,
John Cameron Mitchell playing Joey Exotic in the series. This is a kind of serious one. This isn't obviously the Nick Cage one, which is coming out apparently. Is that a film? That one?
wait, what are we talking about?
Joey Exotic, the Tiger King man.
Oh, we're not talking about dead people.
No, I've moved past that, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, The Analyst? The dead people and Joey Essex from Tiger King.
I know none of those people.
Killed a man, and he's got a song called Jubei,
And I can't believe that.
also known as
That's
Richard.
nuts. Jubei's Scorpion. Anyway. No idea who any of them were. I don't think Tiger King should get as much fame as what it is.
Mm.
It should be more infamy. Like, the documentary was really good on it because it was entertaining, but at the same time it was also bad because it just made it look like a joke. Obviously, it's a huge problem, and I don't want to be like, yeah, we need to in the middle of a podcast. So I'm not gonna, because that's not what I mean. But it's just like, I've heard that there is the other documentary on him by someone else. I can't remember who it is. It's Louis Theroux, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's done a better version
Yeah,
Mm.
where it makes him out to be more of a dickhead.
it's because
Like
Louis
he actually
Theroux's
is.
not scared of just going, why the fuck are you doing this, you cunt?
Yeah, he
It's
does
like,
that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Goes up to like white supremacists and, so why are you a bigoted moron?
He's great. I
I'm
love
like,
him.
what did you just say to me?
He's a lad.
Yeah.
Have you seen the wrestling Weird Weekend he did?
Yeah.
That's just crazy stuff.
They would just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
make him throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I just thought it was fake because everybody says, oh, wrestling's fake. And then he takes part in it and he's like, this
It's
isn't
what-
fake.
It's when he
Isn't it?
asks them questions and he does his like cheeky smile after, like that's gonna piss him off. And he just gets beating the shit out of him. He's great. But yeah, Joey Exotic, yeah, it shouldn't get enough. Like all this fucking, like the fact that they're making a Nicolas Cage film, it's just like, shut up, fucking hell.
It's ridiculous.
How I Met Your Mother sequel, that's even more ridiculous. Starring Hilary Duff.
Who is she? Like, what? Like, I know she's obviously Hilary Duff. I know that, but who do you think she's playing?
I don't fucking know.
Do you think it'll be Barney's child?
Oh, fuck. Probably.
The
'Cause that's where my
realization.
head went to.
Because I thought it was just going to be like, not like just like a spiritual sequel kind of thing.
I instantly thought she's
the-
going to be Barney's daughter. And she's going to get up to so many escapades. And then there's going to be cameos from Neil Patrick Harris saying, don't do that. I did that when I was your age. And it's bad.
Classic. Yeah, it's classic.
Don't
isn't
sleep
it?
with all these men. She'll be like, oh, but I found your playbook, Dad.
Why?
How come it's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it? I'm a woman. Feel like
That's
you didn't
where I
want to
went
say
to.
that, but
only because she's blonde, he's blonde as characters, so it's like just an obvious connection into it, where it's like they're they both look similar-ish just because they're white and blonde.
And they're both secretly Nazi. And that's the real show.
It's gone some video game news.
Because it don't need to be a thing.
Oh, no. Stop.
That's-
We know you're angry, and you're going to review the trailer one day, and it's going to be great.
No.
I probably won't be doing the editing for the podcast then. But can I please sit in on that? Because I want to see the unedited version of him ranting.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Why won't you be doing
Probably
the
hours.
What?
Because I'm doing it while Ant was doing acting, wasn't I?
Oh, and that's finished now. You don't act ever again.
Yeah.
Right.
It might
It
not
means
fall at
he's
the
on
exact
about
time.
when the trailer for this show comes out. That's what he's
Yeah.
on about.
Wait, what?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Video game news.
The trailer review for that is going to be the big pineapple for the week that's the thing.
Okay. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake has been confirmed to be in development.
Good, good. I am excited for this.
Have you played it?
No, that's why I'm excited for it. I tried to play the original. I bought it.
Unplayable.
And I couldn't do it. I didn't. And I really wanted to because I wanted to play like an RPG and I wanted to play something Star Warsy. It was a match made in heaven, and then it just didn't work properly on my modern computer, and everything looked wrong, and it was just pain like system wise. So a new updated version of it.
Yeah.
All for it. I want to try it because I really wanted to try the first one.
It's something I've never played before, but also I've wanted to play. You know,
It's on all them top 10 lists.
all of them. Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid remake has been confirmed by David Hayter.
Less excited about this.
Again, one of them things where it's like taking a janky as fuck game now and remaking it for modern people. And I want to play this because I like Hideo Kojima and his mind fuckiness. And, it's on all them top 10 lists. So
It's got so many weird things in Metal Gear in it. Just like it's just so weird.
yeah.
They just make no sense. Like the out of context stuff and like breaking not every wall
Yeah.
when you're trying to play it, and just stupid crap like plugging it into a second controller port to be able to fight a boss. What?
Psycho Mantis, mate. He fucks with people's minds, even the player. Woo! But yeah, David Hayter is the guy who voices Snake. That's why it's, yeah. We got the first look at Knuckles in the Sonic film.
Can I just throw in some news before we get into this? Sony have obviously gone back on their closing down of the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita stores.
Oh, yes, yes.
They're like, sorry we were cunts. We're still closing down the PSP store though, so you get to not...
At least they're somewhat listening, I
Yeah.
guess.
PSP is old though, isn't it?
No, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
And like everything's got to close eventually. Like
Yeah.
even the Halo 2 servers, when they went down, I played them until they were supposed to go down, and then they didn't go down on time they said they would, and it were a mess. But
Are
like,
you,
everything's got to go down eventually, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you subscribed to the PlayStation YouTube channel?
Me?
Like any of you?
I'm
No.
not, no.
Well, they've been putting on like the PS5, like when it was first launched and stuff. They're putting on like, ooh, look at this tech video and stuff again, like this week. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're just kind of like reminding people that the PS5 exists, kind of thing. And one video is like library of games, and I'm like, yeah, that's not worth 3 minutes of a video, is it? There's like 2 games out.
Yeah, everything's been delayed.
Yeah, but it confused me. I feel like they're just kind of half announcing stuff to see how fans have react, and then they'll be like, actually, no, we're doing Days Gone 2. It's just all fucked.
It's a great term that I found. It's called Schrodinger's moron, right? Which is where you say something fucking stupid. If nobody calls you out on it, you're fine. If somebody calls you out on it, you go, we're just joking. We weren't being serious. So it's a moron and not a moron at the same time, and therefore Schrodinger's moron.
Wow.
That's Sony.
Well,
Yeah, we got the first look at Knuckles in the Sonic film. Looks like Knuckles probably going to be voiced by Jason Momoa.
yeah.
It's not Knuckles though, is it? I thought it was into a HDRI model.
Wait, what?
So to get the light in for situations, they put models of whatever character, like the CG characters, so they get
Oh yeah.
reference images of what the light would look like hitting that character, where the highlights would be, where the shadows should be,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's not actually Knuckles yet, is it? Or what? Or is the CG stuff of Knuckles?
I don't think there's any CG stuff, but obviously,
Right, so I
That's
think this
wonderful.
news is blown way out of proportion because until they've actually CG'd him,
Alright.
it could be completely. No, because I've seen loads of people saying, "Oh, this is the best Knuckles ever. This is the best depiction of Knuckles I've ever seen. Oh, this film's perfect now. It's Sonic and Sonic 2 plus Knuckles." Oh, blah, blah. I've seen some fucking love for this
Really?
Knuckles. Yeah, and then I looked at pictures and I'm like, that's plastic. That's not even in the film.
Yeah.
It could be dreadful still.
This-
Hold your fucking horses.
But this might be a good kind of stunt at Liverpool because obviously the first look at the first Sonic we got from the first film, people hated, and that delayed the film by God knows how many months. So
Yeah,
if they release, this is what it might look like, and then get the reception from that.
Let us know, fans. Should it look like
Yeah.
this? But
Oh,
without asking, should
it
it
weren't
look like
us that leaked it, I swear.
Yeah, I guess so. But until they start CGing it and like doing their actual rendering of it, it could still go downhill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice having these models to see. Yeah, his eyes are in the right place, and he's not a man in a costume. My original Sonic just reminded me like Danny DeVito dressed as Sonic, and I did not like it. So at least he didn't look like that.
Yeah. There's a live action Rock'em Sock'em film being made with Vin Diesel.
Why? Like, how?
Listen, I don't make the rules.
Mr. P's got a Rock'em Sock'em.
I do. I was
I
bought
thought-
by...
I thought we already made this film with Hugh Jackman in.
That's X-Men Origins Wolverine.
It's not. It's not the film. What were it called?
X-Men
Where we had the like iPad and he controlled the robot thing.
Robot Jocks.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to remember what it's called. Steel Battalion.
Steel.
Steel.
Real steel?
Real Steel.
Real steel.
I got it.
You didn't. Motherfucker. Yeah, but imagine Vin Diesel holding that iPad. Could his coconut brain operate an iPad? That's what we need to know.
That's rude. That is rude. Well, if he can babysit children, he can operate a Rock'em Sock'em robot, I am sure.
True. That film, though. It's his best film.
Pacifier.
Yeah.
Can you have a good film when you're Vin Diesel? That's my question.
And then the final bit of news for Mr. Pineapple, Mad Max Furiosa is going to be Australia's biggest film ever, apparently.
You said that wrong. Please read it as it's written.
Mad Max Furious Woman will be Australia's biggest film ever.
Thank you. I was confused as where we were in the notes there because you didn't read it right. So,
But yeah, Chris Hemsworth shared this news, weirdly.
Because he's
That's
a big
where I saw it.
popular boy.
And he is Australian, isn't he?
Home and Away on Neighbours. Probably in one of them at some point, I'd imagine.
Probably both.
To say he's probably the Pope.
Yes, he's probably the Pope. But yeah, are you happy about
I am. Do you want me to say more?
that? No, that's all you want to say, mate. That's all you want to
It's
say.
tough not to be, though, really. They don't make the most expensive films ever, Australia. They do make some good films, though, like Muriel's Wedding. That's a good Australian film.
They made the horror film Hog, I think it's called. It's
Oh.
about a big, massive pig in the outback.
Nice. Is it like Razorback?
It's shit. It's just a shit
been-
film, mate.
there's been 2 points where I've wanted to say a Yo Mama joke in this podcast. I'm talking about Wookiees. I'm talking about that pig. Perfect opportunities. Just want to say I've not missed them. I've respectfully declined.
Oh, that's very, very nice of you.
But
That's all I know.
I am excited about this film. I'm going to be watching it with my eyes and my heart.
Won't review it though, because it's not Marvel.
Shut up. We'll have to go, but we'll have to do a Mad Max episode.
Remake versus original.
No, because there are no remakes.
Wait, what?
There's no Mad Max remakes.
What's Fury Road though?
Fury Road, it's just like another Mad Max story.
So you're saying
There's-
Fury Road's a sequel?
There's no set timeline for like the last 3
No.
Mad Max films. The first one is the first one,
Yeah.
and then the other 3 can be put in any order.
So you're saying Tom Hardy is Mel Gibson?
Yeah, just read the fucking George Miller interview that I will send you later.
Why can't I
but
watch it?
really, should Should we have to read an interview to understand?
Yeah, that sounded so weird.
You know what I mean? If I've got to go and read an interview to understand, well, you can put them in any order. Have they really done a good method?
It should be understood that they're just stories in any order.
Well, why are you going to have to send somebody an interview to explain it?
Because it's Tony and there's a prick.
Should we
And
get
that's
onto?
what people come here for.
Should we get onto a big pineapple?
No, let's talk about Mad Max. We all know George Miller's best film's Happy Feet 2. So that bankrupted a studio.
Matt Damon's in that film.
Poor bastards.
Damon.
Big pineapple time.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. The remake versus the original.
Yes, bringing
It's
back
not
an
a
old
remake.
favourite.
Is it a
It's
remake?
not a remake. No, everybody knows you can put the second two in any order after the first one.
I think you can just put any film in any order.
Tarts. Both in there.
We're gonna do pros and cons of each film and then compare them, and we'll decide which one we like best. We'll let our guest go first, don't we? With pros, we're gonna start with the original, obviously, the OG.
No, pros.
No.
Oh wait,
Anthony has
stats.
to do what he normally does. Yeah,
Fuck.
He said start with me.
Yeah. Hold your horses.
Dickhead. Baited me in then.
So, Mortal Kombat 1995. This film was on for 1 hour and 42 minutes. Fuck me. 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. 60% on Metacritic. Director, the boy, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Only called Paul Anderson in the credits, though.
Yes, I noticed that. I was like, is it the same person? The budget, wait, it's got two budgets, 80 million US dollars and 20 million US dollars.
I think they're very different numbers.
Yeah, very.
The box office, 122.2 million US dollars.
Either way, it made profit.
It did make profit. Right. Now you can go. Pros. Take it away, analyst.
Can I actually go now, or is he baiting me again, Mr. P?
You can go now. You can go.
Thank you. I'll wait for the blessing of the boss rather than the monkey. Pros. Raiden. He's very good. I like Liu Kang. He is very similar to what he is in the games. Like his style and costume, everything about him is quite good. Like he's wiry muscles in the games, and he's really wiry, like really thin but still quite bulky. Almost
no
like,
body fat at all.
Yeah, like almost like Bruce Lee style, where he's like you can almost feel his muscles through screen kind of thing, because he's got nothing else on his body. It's just bone and muscle through and through. Johnny Cage is a dickhead. Perfect dickhead. Sonya's a bit dull, but she's alright, I suppose. She does a good Sonya Blade, because I think Sonya's dull anyway in the games. So that's a pro, because it sticks perfectly to the games, where I don't care about Sonya. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, cool. The costume design fits with the games, even though they're a bit naff, but that's because obviously it does fit with the games really well, because at the time that's what the style was, because it was basically just two men wearing black, well, probably the same guy, wearing a black morph suit and then like a yellow apron, then he changed into a blue apron, and then he just changed into different aprons essentially for the games, for the recordings. So it fits well, and it all matches really well. So I imagine at the time, if you were big into Mortal Kombat games and then you saw this film, it would match really, really well, and it would be quite faithful to the games in like a lot of the aspects. I know that you had a problem with things like hair in other movie adaptations of games, so
Indeed.
it gets around that problem. We have none of that here. Everybody's hair pretty much matches, which is very good.
Did have a deep dive on that hair, didn't he, last week?
He really. Kano's cool. He's just a greedy dickhead in it, just like for everything. And I think it does a good job of showing that, because he's like, obviously, he's from Earth realm, and he's just a mercenary that's hired by them, so he's obviously doing it for money. And then there's like the scene, obviously, where he's eating like a horse's leg or something. It's fucking huge, whatever it is that he's eating. He's like, rah, 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 rah. And that's basically his dialogue. While he's just chewing on this massive leg or something. That's cool. I like the varied arenas that they fight in. That's similar to the games as well. So they fight on the beach, they fight indoors, they fight in like a weird step off the side of a cliff, kind of, when Johnny Cage is fighting Goro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a tiny little curb.
A very tiny.
That's off of a cliff. For some reason, there's a massive cliff. There's one hole in it. that leads to that room that they're in with a tiny little step on the ledge.
It's just
Makes no sense.
It's the classic Indiana Jones thing, isn't it? Where they're like, "Oh shit, there's water coming. Let's go and stand on this ledge through the tunnel that leads
I
to
thought you
nowhere."
meant to be able to step out if they trusted in the word of God or whatever it is. They could step out onto it because there's a secret path that, if you move the camera slightly, reveals. But no, it's not. The music is brilliant.
Oof. Banging.
Especially at the end. I thought it was going to burst out into Dario G Sunshine, but it doesn't. But everybody's basically like listening to club music in the monks' monastery at the end. It's like, but it's not the theme tune. It's just like some dance tune that's blasting out, and everybody's celebrating. And Raiden's like, "You've done good, guys."
Sparky eyes.
Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah, I've already covered Raiden, so we won't go into that again because he's already just a pro himself. That's about it for pros.
Who's going?
You go.
Oh, one character that I was surprised the analyst didn't mention, Shang Tsung. He's just banging that they put him in the latest game because they were like, gotta have that boy, haven't we? You know, your soul is mine and all that to the camera. I mean, it looks god awful and weird, but it's so great. The main cast is pretty spot on, like you covered. Like Liu Kang's like Butte, and I'm glad it follows his story, unlike another film. Johnny Cage, Lyndon Ashby is just he's amazing, and he's a prick. And I like it when he thinks Liu Kang's like the butler for this fucking weird snaky pirate ship, and when Liu Kang just throws his suitcase in the water.
Takes his money first, though. He does take his money. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Turns around, throws him in, keeping eye contact the entire time, and then just pockets it, pats it, walks off.
And Johnny Cage still doesn't get that he's not a fucking butler, man, because he's an idiot, man, and it's funny. Christopher Lambert, I mean, he's just the guy, isn't he? His voice is just ridiculous. It's great.
So good. He's amazing.
And he's got sparky eyes. I like it. I put Sub-Zero ? Because Scorpion in this isn't that great. He don't really do much.
He takes him to the Netherrealm and fights him in a fiery pirate ship and chases him through a bamboo grove and says, "Get over here." What do you mean?
He's the snake hand thing, though. Like,
look,
no.
We'll come on to
that. Yeah, I like it when Raiden laughs at the thoughts of billions dying. He's like, billions could die. oh, sorry. Just like, what the fuck? Oh, he's great, Lambert, man. I love it when, I've mentioned this before on the podcast, when Johnny Cage tries to get out a little boat and just face plants into the water because he's just a fucking idiot. Best film. I mean, best scene in a film ever. I mean, best film, Jesus.
That's a bit far off for a man falling out of a boat.
That's all you need in films. I love the sets and the locations because, like you said, the games. This isn't really a pro, it's just recognising Reptile before he says, "Oh, it's Reptile." I was like, hey, he's sneaking it. I know I shouldn't love it, but I love it when they go, "Flawless victory." Finish him.
Yeah, that is great. That needs to be in it.
Yeah.
It has to be said by somebody. It has to be done. Otherwise, it's not the games.
No.
So it has to be in it. Even though it's cheesy, it's stupid. And like you said last week with Street Fighter, it's like the campy, stupid shit that people are going to be like, "This ruins the mise en place, blah, 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 blah." And all this stupid film word. But it's not about that. It's true to the games and it's fun.
I like how they really capture the weird, like, fantasy gothic setting of Outworld as well with the sets. It's like outlandish and stupid. Kano, like you said, he's just a Aussie prick, isn't he? Right, Goro, the animatronic for Goro is pretty impressive for the time. I mean, it does look like you could just push it over, but it's pretty cool. It's different. And it's not bad Reptile CGI, so I like that they went with an animatronic instead of trying to create Goro out of CGI. The fights, I like the random stick fight Liu Kang has with random generic man. I like Johnny Cage versus Scorpion. That's a really cool fight. I put the best, maybe. I love Goro's montage of just smacking people on the head. Where it's just 10 guys like laid out in the fucking ring.
All in the same costume.
I think that might be like a homage to the lore of Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Because what happens is, in the first Mortal Kombat ever, Liu Kang kicks everybody's ass for Earthrealm. No, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, yeah.
Kung Lao kicks everybody's ass for Earthrealm. And then Shang Tsung goes back to our realm, like, oh, I fucked up. Sorry, leader. And then they send Prince Goro to sort it out. And then he batters everybody for 9 Mortal Kombat straight.
Right.
And then that's where it comes to in this film. So it's almost like when he's battering all these people in the film, and it's that little montage, that's basically what happened leading up to this film starting. He just batters everybody and goes on an absolute tear.
Yeah.
That's cool. The nut punch in Johnny Cage's iconic move. It's great. Those were $500 sunglasses, asshole. That's just, I love him. And then I do like the Liu Kang versus Reptile fight. Obviously, when he changes into like human reptile, not CGI mess of a weird. Yeah, he does a bicycle kick, which just looked really cool. I was like, yes, beautiful. And then the final fight's pretty cool, and it's got the banging fucking theme tune on it.
I like the camera angle that it takes for most of that fight as well, where it's like risen above them almost. So it's like almost over the shoulder, but a bit further away. It gives a good shot of the fight, and you get to see a lot more because it's a bit further away than what a lot of other fight scenes are in films, where it's a bit too tight, and then it's difficult to really see what's happening in some of them, especially obviously like Western films when they do fighting. Because I know like actual kung fu films are good at showing that kind of stuff, but then Western stuff is a lot more shit. So to be able to actually see stuff, so when he throws him onto that slab a few times, it's a lot easier to tell that he's being thrown onto a slab because it's risen up and back a bit and not too tight.
That's what I liked about the Johnny Cage and Scorpion one. They did that as well when they were on the like little platform in the pirate whatever fucking land. Netherrealm. But yeah, that's all my pros. Go on, Mr. Pineapple, take it.
We open with a tune, don't we? You know, just is it the greatest opening to a film ever? I'm gonna say yes, it is.
Do you mean just the logo?
Bold. Just the logo. Yeah.
Just a do 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 do. It is pretty good, isn't it?
I like the brisk introductory opening. You know, it lets us know this is who we've got. They've got some
shit's going down.
You know, I enjoyed that. I just wrote Lambert !
That is my note as well.
I just put Raiden because obviously the character.
Yeah.
He is the character for me. So
Christopher Lambert, the biggest star in the film, acting wise, especially at the time. He was only hired to do like 6 weeks worth of work, but he turned up to everything else for free just to film extra stuff because he was like, I like this film, I want it to succeed.
That's so cool.
And then he paid for the after party for everyone when they wrapped.
What a guy.
You know?
What a guy.
Yeah.
Shame they replaced him in the sequel.
They replaced pretty much everyone, didn't they?
Yeah.
Peeps. Favourite film. I love the boat. I love the look at every set. The production design is just really, really good.
Proper balls to the wall video game.
I loved it. I loved it. It creates such a good atmosphere. Like the atmosphere in this film is just super fucking good, and
like the really wide braziers with large licking flames.
Yeah.
Like painting walls with like dancing orange. It's just like when they're walking through towards the end, and it's like Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Kitana, and they're walking through just before the reptile stuff, and it's all like a bluey, purpley haze, but then there's like fire, and it looks so good. That is probably my favourite aesthetic of the film. That bit. The
atmosphere is great, and that comes from the set design, the production design, just everything. I love the exotic locations. They filmed in Thailand and stuff. It's all really good. I'm a big fan. I love the fact that they say stuff like fatality and finish him, all that shit. Sign me up for all that bollocks. You know, I'm here for it. I want it. You know, I love the set design. Yeah, I just kept writing. I bloody love this. For a period of time.
Classic Mr. Pineapple notes.
Every other line is, I bloody love this. Something else, I bloody love this.
The bollock shot is excellent. I love Raiden. It's a great score. The music's great in it. I love the action in this film, especially Cage versus Scorpion and the Reptile fight, whoever he's against, the guy.
Liu Kang,
That one, yeah.
the main character of the film.
Yeah. I like that because the Cage versus Scorpion fight originally ended in the bamboo thing. They didn't have any of that other world shit, and they didn't have the Reptile versus Liu Kang fight in the original cut. So they happened on reshoots, and they got Robin Shou, who plays Liu Kang, who was actually he was a stunt person in Hong Kong cinema before doing all this, and he choreographed them all. He didn't choreograph the other fights in the film. That's probably why those two stood out more. It shows they're really good. I love the fact that the action homages Hong Kong in that you can tell what's happening and that they really cared about it, and it's really good. And The Matrix was the first film to use wire work, air quotes.
He's doing air quotes.
That's the big thing that film was sold on, and it did it on a more major scale. But this film was the first Hollywood film to actually do it, and there's a real love for Hong Kong cinema in this film.
You know when Mr. Pineapple likes a film when he takes the time,
struggles talking
to get the facts out as well, like he actually researches into the film.
It's good shit. I love the fact that they also cast an Asian man in a lead role, because that wasn't done at that point in Hollywood. That's a big deal for a film from 1995, and he's really good in it. And yeah, I like this film. Kano is also good. He probably has the best lines in the film, dialogue. I like this film. It's good.
Right, cons. Con UK 21.
Oh, the villain is great. The
Shang
Tsung.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is great.
And for everyone listening, I'm not that well versed in the games compared to my two esteemed colleagues here. So I'm speaking from more of just a filmy standpoint rather than flat out game stuff. I know some stuff. Scorpion, he's in it.
He is.
He's a character in the thing. Why is he called Scorpion, though, is a question I've been wondering. Because he's just like a fireman. I understand Sub-Zero, he's got like flames and shit. Nope, ice. And that. So Sub-Zero makes sense.
It's because he's got the stinger that he throws out.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, and his costume design is Scorpion as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously in this one it's a snake out of his hand thing, and it's all a thing. So
it's all coming together in my brain now.
And the next one is not really a Scorpion thing, is it? So.
And I mean, obviously he's not actually called Scorpion, is he? He's Hanzo Hasashi. But anyway.
But it's a lot of time. The action's great. The actions, especially those two fights. I like the fact that the actors took time to learn martial arts as well. They're like, we're going to do all our own stunts and shit. And it pays off. And it's good shit. I'm a fan. Robin Shou. Get him in more shit.
Yeah.
He broke his ribs during that fight.
Oh, God, here we go.
They all got injured a lot.
Johnny Cage off that boat, mate.
Yeah. Cameron Diaz was originally cast as Sonya Blade in this film.
You have really...
But she broke her
this, haven't you?
She broke her wrist doing karate training for the film, so she had to drop out.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been good, Sonya.
It'd be a very different film, wouldn't it?
They cast her on the back of... She'd just been in The Mask, of course, her debut. That made her super famous.
And she thought, fuck it.
She's in a red dress. We're having her. And she broke the wrist.
What did you do with that budget then that they saved on not casting her?
Just having a good time with lads in Thailand.
I was about to say, going on to cons, it was not spent on visual effects.
The places they shot in Thailand were like an island that had to be got to by a boat, by little river canal boats. So they just built a shack there and just partied on this island. And Christopher Lambert were just there, just providing entertainment for everyone with millions of pounds, just his agent's like, fucking hell, Christopher, fucking,
His accountant. Accountant's on blower. Was that you that withdrew 2 million from a Thai island? That would be me.
As you were saying, visual effects.
The VFX. So my cons, if we're going on to cons now, the VFX aren't good, and for some of it kind of ruined some of the shots that could have been really good. So my biggest example of one of the shots that looks really good until they start fucking about with it is the end shot again, where they're walking towards the temple, and then it pulls out and the sky goes weird in a bad way. And then Shao Kahn appears with his big scully helmet and smashes the temple. This guy looks awful.
Is he like the big bad then?
Yeah, he's
the one. Shang Tsung's his geezer, his right-hand man, his lad, and he sends... So, right, Shao Kahn can't come to Earthrealm himself. Right. He's not allowed, because there's a ward been placed on Earthrealm by his wife, who killed her son, to protect Earth. So she killed herself, and with her magic, because she's magical, she's Sindel, if you've ever played the games and know her, the one with the big white hair. You might have seen her. She wears purple and got massive white hair. She killed herself, and with her final, she sacrificed herself to ward Earth, so he couldn't step foot on it. So he just sends Shang Tsung all the time as his right-hand man, who says, sort them out for me, I want Earth.
Why did she kill herself? She was in love with this man, I'm assuming, at some point, to be married?
No. So he'd already taken over another realm that is called Adenia, where she was the queen of it, and her daughter, I think, is Katana, and she's got a husband. Adenia is under attack by Outworld. Outworld wins. He takes Sindel as his wife after killing the leader of Adenia.
Right.
Adenia and Outworld merge together. So I think, do you know the final scene that I was talking about before, where it's like purpley blue and Katana and Johnny Cage and Liu Kang are walking around? I think that's actually Adenia, because the realms merged. So she's talking about, I used to be a princess. I think it's actually Adenia. Right. And it's her mum that killed herself because she didn't want to be part of it, and she hated being anything to do with Outworld.
Right.
So she killed herself and protected Earth, so he couldn't do that to Earthrealm. So that's why you're just saying Shang Tsung is Soul Sorcerer.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
So he appears in the sky after it goes really weird and CG'd badly, and it's really obvious. And I think that ruins that final shot. There could have been so many better ways to do it.
That was my original thought as well, that shot. Originally, they ended the film after, he said, you guys did good, or whatever it was, that Christopher Lambert says that was the original end. And then they added that in.
Because they wanted to make the Annihilation.
Yeah.
That was a bad idea. They could have done it in so many other ways. There's so many things in Mortal Kombat's story that they could have used to signal that he was kicking off, rather than that really bad CG sky. And because they obviously didn't have the budget or the technology to be able to do good CG, so I don't know why they'd keep trying it. Because Reptile didn't look good when he was Reptile form.
No, we did not.
That looked bad, really bad, really bad. When we would go and watch these films, I remember that Annihilation looked really, really bad because it's got some weird Animorph shit in that, and that is god awful and looks very bad. And it's got all the other weird characters that you won't know because they're really niche, who are weird and deformed creatures and stuff. They look really bad as well. Yeah, Motaro. He kills Johnny Cage.
Yeah, he does.
So I thought this film, all I remember is there's a fight with Scorpion and Johnny Cage. The hand's a bit weird with the weird snake that comes out of it. I know that's weird. There's a fight with Liu Kang and Reptile. That's cool. I remember that. That's cool. There's a fight with Kano and Sonya. That's cool. I remember all these cool things. Forgot about all the bad CG. I didn't realize that was in this one. I thought that was only in the second one. But boy, howdy, was I surprised. Because Reptile is bad.
Yeah, he is.
So very bad. I don't like Johnny Cage as a character anyway. I just don't like him. But that's not anything to do with the film, really. It's just the character's annoying. I know that makes him perfect because that's what he's supposed to be. But, God, he's in it a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot more cool characters that I really like from Mortal Kombat that are a lot more interesting than Johnny Cage is in this film. Because Johnny Cage gets interesting a lot. I know, but he gets interesting later. He's really not interesting now. He's just a Hollywood star that can fight. That's really dull. But he gets a lot interesting later.
Yeah, he does.
You see what I mean? He's just a smart mouth, annoying actor at the minute, which is compared to everybody else that's in this. So it's Goro, the Prince of Outworld, and Sonya Blade, the military expert, Liu Kang, the White Lotus, a guy that's been training all his life for this moment, Johnny Cage, the actor. Do you see what I mean? In the grand scheme of it, he's just a bit of a dull character. So I've never liked Johnny Cage for that reason. See, he's a bit naff. He can't help it. It's Johnny Cage. else is there? I can't think of much else that I don't like, apart from when Shang Tsung dies at the end. He lets all the spirits out of him, and the thing that comes out of him is white. And that's green in like everything else that he does. All the stuff to do with him and souls is always green.
Always green.
So it does not look right to be white.
It just looks green.
Wrong. Yeah, it should be easy enough. They made it white. Just a bit of green tint to it. I mean, it's easy. Well, yeah. Other than that, like I said, this is like one of my favourite films from my childhood, so I can look past a lot of the bad things about it. And I even blocked out that Reptile was in the film, so...
Is it my cons?
Yeah, pretty much. That's all. When you start talking about stuff, I'll probably be like, oh yeah, that is bad. But because I'm still seeing it with my rose-tinted childhood glasses, I still think it's all fantastic.
Yeah, I feel bad, like, going at the visual effects and stuff, because I didn't for, like, when we did the last remake versus original, which was obviously Dawn of the Dead. I weren't like, oh, the zombies look shit. But if I don't go against the visual effects in this, I won't really have much to talk about. So, yeah, the like you say, everything that you said with like Reptile and the first bit with like the green screen stuff looked weird, and I don't know why fucking Big Boy was so big when he crushed that temple and stuff. I was like, why is he like, what's going off? And the blasts and stuff, like the ice blasts and the fire blasts, don't look great and stuff like that. There's some really weird camera angles in that first bit where Shang Tsung's killing Liu Kang's brother, is it? Mm-hmm. Didn't like that. Some of the sweeping leg kicks in this are fucking terrible. But they're in the fight scenes that Liu Kang didn't direct himself.
And it's also like iconic in the game. Like the sweeping leg kicks are like a huge part of the game, pretty much. I suppose that's another con from me. Sorry to jump into yours, but you've just reminded me. There's no Mortal Kombat uppercut, which is like every character does it in the game. It's a huge move, and anybody who picks up Mortal Kombat can spam it pretty much and eventually get a win at some point. So it would have been nice to have that in it.
Right, Liu Kang, he goes to the temple and stuff, and he's like, this tournament, it's a myth. What are you on about? Next minute, he's like, yeah, I'm going to this tournament. Like, fuck you guys. It's not a myth. It's like, what the fuck? It's literally like 10 seconds between them decisions, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go with this. And then Raiden appears, so I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Because he's like, yeah, I've got to defend my people and go to this tournament that I don't actually believe in. Oh, hi, Raiden. Is Jax in this film?
Yes, he's next to Sonya. Yeah. And then she tries to ring into him when they're on the island.
And he's British, maybe? Because he says, hey, Sonya. But it's like either the worst British accent for some stupid reason. He's just, I was like, why have they even put him in it? Because it's when she's getting on the boat and he's like, hey, Sonya. And you're like, what the fuck is that? That's not Jax. Get out of my ears. I put Scorpion just because of the fucking hand thing. I don't know why they made that decision. Reptile as well, yeah. It's like 45 minutes in before we see like a proper fight between two characters. I don't know if that's a massive thing, but like before that, they're just versing generic shirtless man with some black shorts. I didn't really like the Kano versus Sonya fight just because it's one of them like Hollywood. There's a lot of the actors just punching the camera in this, like punching the cameraman. And then Kano dies, obviously, which is pretty anticlimactic because she's just like, yeah, fuck it. The end, when Scorpion says, get down from here or whatever, when he's fighting Johnny Cage, I was like, all right, we don't need that. The end of the Johnny Cage versus Scorpion fight when Scorpion just fucking explodes, I'm like, all right then. Sub-Zero and Scorpion die pretty easy as well when they're supposed to be like the top boys. There's a weird emotional beach scene with Sonya and Johnny Cage, which is just really like forced and horrible.
That's where he fell out of the boat, and it's just a callback to that.
I mean, I love it now. That's a pro. That scene, best scene in a film ever. Yeah, and then I just put that sequel bait just with the fucking big Shao Kahn and fucking, yeah.
Everybody in the power poses to the theme music.
He's like, right, yeah, do. Yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah, that's my cons. Not many. Go on, Mr. P.
I'm going to echo what you both have said pretty much. The effects don't hold up too well, do they?
No.
They were
don't.
lauded pretty much when this film came out.
That's the thing. It's a product of its time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like things were all like that. Any CG was about that level. So it's
There was some great CG back in the day. This is not great. I just wrote lol Reptile because as soon as I saw it, it made me laugh. Much like Peeps over here, I watched this film a lot as a kid, but I'd not seen it since being a child. So this was me coming at it with almost new eyes, you know.
Oh.
So I wear glasses now and stuff, so they help me see. But yeah, there's some dodgy CG in there, you know. I wrote that Kano versus Sonya should have been more important. It should have meant more, being later in the film.
Yeah.
I have a lot of issues with the script for this film, that being one of them. I believe that Scorpion and Sub-Zero were perhaps wasted in this script. They seemed just lost in the shuffle of everything. Because from my understanding, they don't like each other and stuff in the games and stuff, right?
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's very complicated. But
And
no.
this is, in this point in the like timeline, this is where they're like kind of brainwashed
Right.
by Shang Tsung. Is that right? Because it kind of is just like bodyguards kind of thing.
I feel like
The easiest way to put it.
I feel like they were wasted either way. And as Tony said, they seem to be defeated pretty easy.
But the problem is that if they were harder to defeat, you got to think about it like so. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are the right hand men for Shang Tsung, who is the right hand man for Shao Kahn, and then he's not even the top dog. So if you start to make things, if they were really hard to defeat, then it's going to be like it's going to start to get to that point where they're not going to be able to beat the guy three levels up than them.
I feel like maybe they shouldn't have been in it, and if that's the case, if you get what I'm trying to say, like they were almost an afterthought in essence.
They made the film and then we were like, oh shit, we need the two most iconic characters.
They should have just done they should have killed a lot of people. I feel like, do you know how Goro kills the random black fighter man that Johnny Cage meets at the boat?
Oh yeah.
That should have been because obviously you see a massive 8-foot man with 4 arms, you know he's going to be a tough cookie. But Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they could have easily killed that guy, a few others, and just killed a bunch of people to make it whoa, they're badass. And then when Johnny Cage does kill him, it's like, oh god, Johnny Cage is hard as nails. So then it does mean a bit more. I don't think that we used properly.
No.
That's what I mean. I put a waste of them. I don't understand how the tournament works particularly. That's probably just a me thing. I just didn't understand the structure of it. It felt like anyone could challenge anyone. Is that a thing? And stuff.
Pretty much.
Liu Kang fights the Stickman that's like the first tournament thing. And then Sonya kills the Australian. And then Liu Kang has a brief altercation with the princess lady in front of the wizard. Is that an actual fight in the tournament or what? Because that ends. I didn't understand that bit.
I understand where your confusion's coming from, to be fair, because they kind of do just make shit happen with no kind of explanation.
It's because Katana doesn't like Outworld,
right?
So she wants to help Earthrealm.
Okay.
So when she's got to fight Liu Kang, she's just trying to tell him stuff and give him information.
Right.
So it's not a proper fight. She's just trying to give him that stuff and talk to him like she does, because she gets him in a lock or something, doesn't she?
Does someone not have to win each time then?
That counts as in the actual canon of this thing, Liu Kang beats Katana, but then it's in a private place where nobody sees it. And they change the information, and then Liu Kang doesn't tell anybody about it. So it actually doesn't end up counting towards any kind of win or loss count.
Right.
That's what's supposed to happen. But in the film, obviously, artistic license, it's a bit weirder. I don't know if it does count in the film, because in the actual lore of the games, that fight kind of doesn't count, because they never tell anybody that it happened or who won. But Liu Kang should win it.
I put, it's a shame it's not an 18, because they had to get the mass audience and stuff, which is why maybe it seems a bit tame compared to the one we're going to talk about in a second. Some of the acting's a bit shonky, but I don't care. It added to it.
It's gonna be in it.
Shunky in a good way.
Yeah, added to it. And I like Goro. I don't care. I like all that weird shit. It just reminded me of watching Ray Harryhausen films as a kid. Just reminded me of watching Jason and the Argonauts or Clash of the Titans.
Nice.
It's just like some of his head movements when it's quite close to him. It's like you probably just want to keep it to wide shots, to be honest. You don't want.
It's the eyes. I don't like the eyes on it.
Another
Creep me out.
pro I've got is they were allowed to improvise, which Midway or whoever makes the games, and I think it's New Line, they weren't happy about that. They're like, no, stop doing that. And that's why Christopher Lambert kept laughing and saying sorry and shit, because he was just making shit up. And all this, just having a good time. Probably off his tits on Thailand drugs, They'd got in for rap party and that,
You can tell they were all just having fun and being allowed to have fun. Oh, it's a good film.
My cons aren't that's not that many, just a few script things that I didn't like, and obviously the effects being just what they are, sadly. Imagine if they let me make this film and just do everything practically. Imagine this film with practical effects and just more Christopher Lambert.
More Christopher Lambert. Okay.
Yeah, just laughing at everything. Just in every scene, maybe just just right at the edge of the shot, just laughing. Someone's getting their head caved in and he's just laughing.
Goro ripping people's arms off.
Imagine that.
It's when that guy just randomly punches that other guy and it all starts to fight and he's like, yes, punch him. It's great. Oh, did you two do summaries? I did a summary.
I did, because it's what we do.
Summarize the film.
Summarize what the plot. Right,
No.
well, there's this plot.
Your thoughts.
Thoughts on the film. It does a brilliant job of sticking true to the games for the majority of it. It's got some banging action. The characters and costumes are spot on. CG, sign of the times. And that can't be helped because a lot of it, if it's not great, and it's not like, if it's not Jurassic Park, then if it's not that level, it's usually garbage. So that's like the swing of it at that time. There's no like, oh, that's almost there. It's always like, they did that at that time. With that, wow, that's crazy. Or it's, and whose cousin did this on Paint and 3D software and stuff, because it can't be helped. Yeah. But it is a lot of fun and definitely worth a watch, especially if you watched it when you were young and you remember, like, I liked that film when I was young. You'll probably still like it now, but just notice the visual effects and just don't worry about it.
Nice. But character portrayals are banging. Setting is banging. Sang-Shung. He's banging too. The script, however, is bad, but in a fun way. And some of the fight scenes aren't the best. I put Paul W.S. Anderson's best film, though.
Bold statement. One I would agree with.
Yeah.
Me to go?
Yeah.
Yes, the effects are dated and the script nonsensical, but the action is terrific, the atmosphere great, the production design is standout. Perhaps the best game adaptation ever.
Now that is a bold statement.
I'm
true.
I'm sure.
I can't think. I was just trying to think of a better one. No.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's number 2. And then Mortal Kombat.
Ratings and Go on, Analyst.
It's our 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can do it. You're allowed to do it. Because
I'm not.
He gave that god awful long.
No, I'm gonna go 6, and it is because of those things where, imagine if this got remade today, it could probably easily be a 7.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go 7. It's great. Love it.
It mean nothing to you.
I originally gave it a 5.5 out of 7, but on reflection, I want to give it a 6.2. Like, while reading from my notes, I changed my mind, and I'm like, God, it's a good film, isn't it?
I've got 6/7, but I'm just feeling.
No, that means 6 out of 7.
You moron! You can't even read your own notes. Yeah, mine was 5.6.
Yeah.
And same as you. The more I think about it,
I just had so much fun watching it. That's all I needed from it. I didn't need it to be Schindler's List, although imagine that crossover.
Get over here.
Jesus Christ. Should we get on to the new one then? Mortal Kombat 2021. That's what I'm calling it. 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's higher than the other one, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
55% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is higher, was it?
The other one was
It had
40.
like 40 something, yeah.
But 44% on Metacritic.
Or
which is a
60%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon Quaid?
First time director.
Budget 50 million. Box office 10.7 million. What?
That's because
Is that like?
it's not out here yet.
Has it been released
It's
in
in.
the States?
Yeah.
They won't be taking into account
Yeah, the numbers are fucked.
rentals and stuff. I'm just back on the Rotten Tomatoes thing. There's been a lot of reappraisal of the OG Mortal Kombat film in recent memory, and people are like, "Yeah, that score's bullshit." Like even Rotten Tomatoes put out an editorial saying, "This be bollocks." So I've really read a lot about the first film.
Yeah, you like it, don't you?
I'm a fan. I need to get it on the Blu-ray, and I'm going to get it on tape.
Gonna get on everything.
I'm on a buy-in ban. I should be
I know
buying
you
ban,
are.
but I need Mortal Kombat.
Pros, Mr. Analyst Man.
Okay. So I like the opening. Feudal time. You can call it that. It's quite a nice fight, and I like it. It's serviceable. It does a good job of showing you who people are, kind of, if you know about the story. If you don't, then you've got no clue what's really happening. But I know about the story, so I knew exactly what was going on.
Lin Kuei and shenanigans and stuff. Yeah.
Shirai Ryu versus Lin Kuei. Taylor's oldest time.
Classic. Yeah, I knew that. Or like
Mr. Barnacle White.
Screw you, innit? Doing things.
Digging holes and stuff.
Yeah, if you know what you're looking at and you know about Mortal Kombat, you kind of get what's going on. And I think that's just one of those things where they take it for granted that everybody's played the campaigns for other games. You know these crazy lot already. No need to introduce you. Kick it off. But the fight's well done. It's all right. It's serviceable. There's some weird parts of it where like they jump the line a bit weird, but it's fine. Most of it's fine. People get stabbed, so it's good. It's all right. And his baby's called Jubei.
Richard. Why would you call your kid Jubei, Mr. Bay City Roller? Why?
I'm about to say, to be fair, these are Chinese/Japanese, depending on.
Yeah, I've seen Ninja Scroll, the anime. I'm assuming no. The main character of that's Jubei. I've just remembered. Because when I heard him say it this morning, because I watched the film this morning, I was like, Jubei. And now it's just twigged Ninja Scroll.
Right. Okay.
So now I know 3 Jubeis, all known as
Perfect.
Jesus.
I like Kano. Kano is the best character
Definitely.
by a million, billion, squillion, trillion miles.
Yep.
And he needs his own spin-off show where he just does things.
Getting a show.
I think he needs a spin-off show where he just does, I can't remember the name of it, Black Dragon?
Yeah,
That's the name of his group, innit?
Yeah.
Where he just leads Black Dragon clan around and just like does crimes.
I wanted
He
to be
steals the show so much.
just going into tombs, just pocketing stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
45 minutes.
Just a sweary, violent Australian Indiana Jones for 45 minutes every Saturday.
I'd pay to watch that.
That needs to be made.
Paying for it.
I like when Sonya's not got a tattoo thing marking of the tournament, and Kano goes womp womp in the background.
Yeah.
I really like that. That made me laugh more than it should have done. I liked Kano's fatality where he ripped Reptile's heart out. And he goes, Kano wins, and just like holds a beating heart. That's cool. I like that. That's very Kano-y.
Yeah.
A lot of these pros are Kano, by the way. Kano being an actual mercenary is quite cool because obviously in the original he's just evil, eating a chicken, horse's leg, or whatever it is.
Could be a chicken, could be a horse.
Mate, it's a big chicken if that's a chicken. Mate, imagine him holding that, climbing the big ladder.
Oh, that was the big ladder. I'm so annoyed we didn't get the big ladder return at WrestleMania.
Oh no, we were robbed. So yeah, I like that he was an actual mercenary because that's what he is. He's like a gun for hire. So actually being hired for the good guys to start with, and the inevitable flip flop to the bad thing.
Oh, upon me. Oh, that's the fake little. Oh.
That was always going to happen. It was always going to happen. You saw it a mile off. As soon as he said, "Yeah, I'll take you there," you knew that that's never going to end well. And Kano just being a normal guy, just like an everyman almost in some situations where they're talking about, oh, you've got to unlock your inner self and you've got to get your powers. He's like, well, I don't want fucking sombrero abilities. That can fuck you off. I want fireballs. Because that's cool. That hat thing is shit. That's exactly how you'd be if you were in line to get powers. You'd be like, don't give me a spinning fucking hat because that looks garbage. I want fireballs and shit.
Can I fire guns at my hands?
Yeah, I want to fire guns. Can I fire bullets, guns, swords? That's how everybody's going to be if they're in that situation. So it's a great depiction of that and like how you would be in that scenario. Sonya and Jax are cool as like a tag team in this. And as I've said, I don't like Johnny Cage, so...
Fuck off.
Yeah, baby. He wasn't in this one. He's going to be in the next one a lot, though, isn't he? So...
Oh, I hope we don't make it. What?
Oh, they're definitely going to. And he's going to be in that, but he's not in this one. So we're doing good. He's not in this one. I've already explained why I don't like Johnny Cage, so I'm glad he's not in this one, because he's just boring. At least Jax is somewhat interesting, especially at this point in the timeline. And we don't need Johnny Cage in this anyway, because once again, we've got my boy Kano.
Kano plays
the quips and the smart aleck and all the charisma, basically, of the entire film. So nobody else needs to have it, so that's fine. Cabal is a cool character. I like Cabal, and he's so good. And I love the fact that when he's doing his speed stuff, it's like, right. And it makes the same noises as what it does in the game and everything. And it matches perfectly. He's got his stupid hook swords, which are cool, and I like them. Because I don't see him a lot in any other thing, but I like him and they're cool. I like Cabal. The only problem with him is that his lore's a bit unique and different and weird. So he's like flip-flop sides a lot, like a little bit like Kano. So if you know like the lore of the games, when you see him on the evil side, it's a bit weird. Because he starts off good and then gets converted to being evil. But that doesn't really get shown, so it's a bit pointless. And I like Kung Lao's fatality, where he does the buzzsaw and pushes someone's face through it. That's also very cool.
They had to put that in, didn't they? Like,
yeah,
if you're going to pick one fatality, you're going to pick that one. Like,
it's got to be in it, hasn't it? It's got to be. That's my pros.
Nice. My pros. So I put Scorpion down, right? But it's just for the opening. Because I was like, fuck me, this film's brutal, innit? There's a lot of blood. And obviously, Mortal Kombat's very famous for all the fucking blood and gore in it. And it just goes full brutal and just blood splurting everywhere. It did remind me of a very bad film, Ninja Assassin. It's way too much blood for no reason. But it fits in this. Yeah, mate. That little...
Fake little... coming back to haunt me.
I like how they show the actual use for his chain dagger fucking get over here thing. The digging tool. Kind of cool, I guess. Sub-Zero. I like how the ice cuts through his hands. I mean, it does it in the first bit and then just never does it again. I like Raiden's entrance. It's pretty cool. That's all I like about Raiden. I saw the Citizen Cage poster. I don't know why it's a pro, because it pissed me off. Oh, like, oh, it's great. So he is in the universe, you're just not putting him in, are they? Because obviously it's Johnny Cage's film. And yeah, Jax is better because, anyone's better than, hey, Sonya! The shotgun bit where Sub-Zero grabs a shotgun, I mean, that's just cool as fuck, innit? Where the bullets like flying at you. I like it when Jax says, done 6 tours, motherfucker. And then he gets his arms fucked, doesn't he? That's cool to see, just because it's an iconic moment. Sonya's better, ? Maybe. I think this Sonya obviously suits the more recent Sonyas that we've seen in the game, where she's a lot more badass and gets just straight to the point and stuff. Nightwolf, you see him for like a second. There's loads of little Easter eggs. Like, there's the other Khan guy, like his
Who the fuck's Nightwolf?
The Native American. He's like got face paint on it. When they're talking about the other champions of other times, he's like the like really stereotypical Native American. He's got like the face paint, the dark hair that's like parted in the middle, down to the sides and everything. And it's Kotal Khan is the other guy.
Yeah.
Is he a bad guy?
Nightwolf's a good guy.
Nightwolf is a good guy. Kotal Khan is a bit wishy-washy. He's like the leader of Outworld that takes over from Shao Kahn at some point, who's going to be bad, but then they turn him good and say, no, you need to fight with us for a little bit because there's this dickhead over here that needs our attention. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll be good. And then he's an alright geezer.
Who's the dickhead?
Don't worry about it. It gets complicated. I think it's Shinnok, who's an elder god like Raiden, who looked after a different realm. All the elder gods are entrusted with a realm. Yeah. So Raiden's is obviously Earthrealm, and Shinnok's not cool. Shinnok's a fucking nerdy loser. And yeah, so Shinnok's trying to get his amulet back and take over all powerful people and stuff, because there's this undying army where if you control them, they just keep reviving if you are in control of them. So he's trying to do that, and then Kotal Khan teams up with the good guys to stop him from doing that with Quan Chi, who is a boy.
It's all very.
Quan Chi is your boy, isn't he?
Quan Chi is.
Who's Quan Chi?
Oh god.
Quan Chi is a necromancer.
Classic.
Who is a bit like a gun for hire again,
Right.
but mostly used by evil, because obviously good people don't want to use necromancy. But basically, he's anybody who's evil or bad at any point eventually works with Quan Chi, who just goes and resurrects everybody, whoever needs to be resurrected for whatever reason. So when Sindel sacrifices herself to protect Earthrealm, Quan Chi does his resurrecting stuff with Sindel, but he resurrects her on Earth. So then Shao Kahn can come to Earth to reclaim her, because then that bypasses the rule of him being warded out of Earthrealm, because she's there, so it's not protected anymore. And then when she's resurrected, she's brainwashed, not mind-washed, because that's not a thing. She's brainwashed into being evil.
Right.
But yeah, Quan Chi is a cool guy, and he just teams up with everybody. And he's just like a roguish fool who's like, hey, resurrect your mates, yeah. So he just resurrects everybody like a cool guy and gets your friends back for you.
He does look very unique and cool as well.
Yeah, he's got completely white skin, but he's got black tattoos over his eyes and stuff, and he's got red on him, and he's got a cool green and black Shaolin monkey kind of outfit.
Oh, Shaolin monk, so what a game. There's also Ermac. He's a boy as well. Anyway.
We're not going to Ermac.
I don't know if this is a pro. When he says they spelt combat wrong, I was like, they've addressed it. I don't know. I kind of liked it. Kind of was like, ooh, they've done it. And then we get onto the Kano stuff. Kano is so good. This is my first note. Kano wins. Man, you fucking beauty. Kano is so good again. Jesus. The line, like your line, where it just made you laugh uncontrollably, you shouldn't have laughed that much, is for me when Liu Kang puts his hand on his shoulder and he says, "There's much more to learn," and then he just goes, "What the fuck?" he's just a boy. I like Kung Lao in this just because his entrance is fucking cool, where he does the teleporty thing. I mean, he should have used that way more. I like it when Kano calls his hat a frisbee hat. I like it when they say test your might. The leg sweeps. Is that a good scene? I don't know, but it's a reference. I like it when they mention Bo Rai Cho, because he's a boy.
He's a fat drunkard.
He is.
Wait, who's Bo Rai Cho?
He uses the drunken master technique, mate.
He trained Liu Kang.
Like Bo Rai Cho, yeah. I like it when Kano says, "Laser beams are better than fireballs, you pussy." He's great, isn't he?
I didn't want to bang on about him too much, because I knew everybody else would. So, but I agree with almost everything you'll say about Kano that's positive.
Is it Nitara? It's just cool that they put an obscure character in there. I mean, she's in it for 10 seconds, but because she gets chopped in half.
There's way better obscure characters than Nitara. She is fucking dog shit, and she should not be in the film. Carry on.
Jesus.
I wonder what's going to be on his cons list.
She's a good character just to kind of kill off for no reason and to chop in half. Cabal, yeah, they've just got him spot on. I mean, it's hard to get him wrong, really. I mean, if they went with the recent no mask Cabal, it'd be fucking weird. But he just, he looks super cool, and I like how he first slows down and it's just boom, coming for you. He's a scary motherfucker. I kept thinking Noob or Smoke was going to be in this when the fucking... I
was so hyped for Noob Saibot, but it couldn't be because obviously the story of Noob Saibot.
Yeah, because when... Was it Kung Lao? When he's like, "What's that?" When all the black smoke and stuff comes around, I was like, "Oh, here we go." And then, Shang Tsung. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it can't be Noob Saibot though, can it? Because that's Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So it can't. For you who doesn't know,
he'll be in the sequel.
When Sub-Zero dies, and he goes to like the afterlife. He gets resurrected as Noob Saibot, who is like all dark and smoky. So imagine the exact same costume, but it's just black and darker black and slightly lighter black,
Right.
instead of like any kind of colours like blue.
You need to
And
play
he does the
some
exact same
more Mortal Kombat, Mr.
I
P.
played
That's
the
what you
one
need
with
to do.
the chess and the Tetris.
Oh, Jesus.
That is probably my favourite Mortal Kombat.
I played it with the Analyst. So.
It might be my favourite Mortal Kombat because Quan Chi is the main bad guy.
Which one is that?
Deadly Alliance.
Deadly. Yeah.
I never need to buy a Mortal Kombat when you've got him for a best mate.
Yeah, Deadly Alliance is it.
So,
Yeah. I like Deception as well, though.
Deception's the second best.
Yeah. Oh, nostalgia feeling. Right, Kung Lao's flawless victory when he just fucks up that bitch. All the fatalities. I mean, Jax's one's pretty fucking brutal when he just claps that guy's head to get that again. So that guy. Yeah, I just love seeing brains. Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, maybe. There's parts of that fight that just fucking piss me off, but that was probably like their little bit before like the main character gets involved. That little bit is like just really cool and reminiscent of the games. Like, yeah, and I kind of like Sub-Zero's death. Thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, that's my pros. Oh, I should say, Coda, my little son, about 9 months old. Let him watch this for some reason. Who cares? He deleted some of my notes like halfway through as well, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I put him on the floor. I was like, "You can sit on the floor now, you little dickhead. Deleting my notes. I've got a job to do here, and I'm watching this on a dodgy website. So if I go and fucking try and rewind this, it's going to be like, ooh, pop-up porn site. Here we go."
You've let him watch Jax clap someone's head. I'm sure a pair of tits aren't going to bother him.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So yeah, my cons list is very short. We'll get into that, I guess. Mr. Pineapple.
I didn't make too many notes on this film.
You were just loving it. Just vibes and good times.
Something I was. I just wrote at the start my boy Joe, because it's got Joe Townsend in, who plays is Sub-Zero in this film. He's a wonderful martial artist from films like The Raid and The Night Comes For Us and Fast and Furious 6.
Would you say he's a very good martial artist from the film Mortal Kombat?
I would say that this con is that he's in a film, because I like seeing him in things.
You mean pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, pro.
Confused then.
I would say that that's a pro because I like seeing him in things. Blood, gore, brutality is the second next thing I wrote because there's a lot of that in this film.
Brutality is in...
It's a brutal film.
Right, okay.
But there's no brutalities in the film, is there?
Yeah.
Brutality is a thing in the game that you can do instead of a fatality.
Sure.
There's no brutalities in the
Yeah,
film.
that's what I meant, yeah.
I just didn't want to mislead viewers.
Yeah, that's why I put brutal as my note on that. I didn't want to put brutality, I mean...
I'm not a little nerd, am I?
He's got babality is one of his as well. He turned him into a baby.
Idiot.
The opening 10 minutes of this film were the best part of this film. It went swiftly downhill when we got to that charisma chasm that is the main character.
We've got to lead people into that. I was trying so hard not to mention him.
Nobody's mentioned him. Come on.
Yeah, the opening 10 minutes I thought were really good. I liked the period setting. I like the way that they, the kid got killed. I like it when kids get killed in films.
I like it in the sense that it doesn't shy away from it and it doesn't pull a punch. If it's going to kill a family, it kills the family, other than the baby that got forgotten.
I like it when kids get killed, yeah. Swear words in this film, isn't there? I don't remember what the first swear word was, but I just wrote swear word down. I'm assuming it was an F-bomb.
How are you so useless? Literally, you put swear word instead of the word that they said. You censored yourself.
From 51 episodes, I've learned to be more specific in what you fucking mean. So I write something down, I'm like, oh shit.
Rip arms. Because his arms are gone. They're dead arms.
It's weird that that's such a like iconic thing that people get annoyed in the way that it happens. Because like when the trailer came out first, it obviously showed it, and then there was like uproar that it weren't obviously the traditional way of Ermac doing it, and everyone like,
what's the traditional way?
Telekinesis.
Ermac does it. Yeah, Ermac's another kind of necromancer guy that does telekinesis stuff. So he just, instead of walking, he floats about everywhere like a dickhead. It's cool, but he just floats like a dickhead, like he's better than you. Like, if someone floats up to you, they are definitely thinking they're better than you. And I don't like that. What?
Just the way you get really aggressive against floating people.
Well, he definitely does, though, doesn't he? Because no matter how tall you are, he's going to be taller than you because he can just float a little higher. And it don't matter to him. So he's always looking down on you. And that's a power play. But I do like him as a character other than that. But yeah, he rips Jax's arms off normally.
Right. Either way, he's got no arms.
Yeah, true.
Sonya Blade, I just wrote I'd fuck her because I'm a nasty man.
It's not a good sentence.
I just wrote Kano. He's pretty much the best thing about the film.
Yeah, he is.
Because
I thought you said that the opening 10 minutes were the best thing about a film.
Yeah, but I've changed.
I've changed.
Kano's alright. He's got all the best lines, much like in the first film.
Johnny Cage had the best lines.
No. I just like I like every word that comes out of his mouth. Pretty much, he just made me chuckle.
He's a funny guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it when he gets that knife thrown in his leg. I just like it when he's on screen.
Yeah, it's good. It makes the film bearable.
It did, because it's. I wrote the action is okay. I guess that's a pro. Oh, I didn't say it's good. I said it's okay.
We all got a bit pissed off, didn't you? I think. Like, what the fuck's he talking about?
My boy Nathan Jones is in this film.
Who was that?
Nathan Jones, former wrestler, plays Rictus Erectus in Mad Max Fury Road.
Who's he playing this?
That guy that you guys didn't like with the hammer.
Oh, right.
Hammer Man.
The useless non-game character.
Is he not a
He's
game character?
He is
he?
Racco. Yeah, General Racco is in the game.
Just been schooled, son.
Mate.
He's fucking useless and pointless, just like Natara, but we'll come on to that.
I mean, he's got to be more obscure than Natara.
They're as obscure as each other.
We should
I'm
have put
surprised
that.
you don't know him. If you know Natara, I would have thought you would have known Racco.
No.
Played by
We should have put that weird fucking what everyone rates as the worst Mortal Kombat character. That guy with the like.
For Su Hao.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Su Hao is
he's a boy.
a Mongolian cyborg.
All right.
Imagine.
I can get on board with that.
You know, in Tekken,
I'm aware.
there's Jack. And
Yeah,
then there's like
I know.
the other Jack. The other Jack. Do you know what I mean? Like the skinnier, smaller one with the like trucker's cap on. He looks very similar to that, but Mongolian.
He's got like this weird like heart piece thing.
Why is he a thing?
It's just a
Everything's
thing,
a thing in this game. Everything's a thing in Mortal Kombat. There's
There's a character
called
called Meat.
Mocap.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can guess what that character is. Yeah.
Meat.
No, mocap.
I'm assuming it's like a guy in a mocap suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And Meat's just kind of a
I
skin.
imagine some kind of meat.
He's just skinless guy.
A pork loin with legs.
Skinless guy with cleavers.
Right. So not Sean Stasiak, the wrestler, who's called Meat.
No.
I like it when he says flawless victory after chopping that woman in like a bunch with his hat.
It's cool, isn't it?
I enjoyed that. I like it when he claps that man's head and then he says, "Yeah, these motherfuckers work," about his arms.
Yeah.
That's not. Well, that's just more of a general statement.
What?
I just put that kid for show needs therapy in regards to the main guy's daughter or stepdaughter, because she's been through a lot in this film.
She's seen Goro. Goro was in this film.
Out. He got handed off and then his innards come out.
Did.
God, I didn't like that.
Oh, come on to that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much.
Right, let's go on to Con's Analyst.
That MMA fight was shit, wasn't it? Oh, a proper shit.
Not like the weird armbar thing where we were like,
Yeah,
oh, he's gonna
pointless.
get it, he's gonna get it, oh, he got it. When he
What's
got
that thing?
beat the shit out of.
Is it Chekhov's gun or something? That storytelling medium where if you show something, it should have a purpose. It has no purpose. It just gets
Chekhov's
beat.
a cunt, though.
Yeah,
Indeed.
but you know what I mean? It doesn't. It's pointless. It's badly done. It's a mess with its editing and cuts, and it annoyed me a lot. Enough to be the top of my cons list because it was obviously the first thing I saw, but it warranted being on the list because I hated it a lot. I really don't like it. I hate that Sub-Zero went up to Shang Tsung and went, "I'm Sub-Zero."
It's funny because they expect people to already have played the games and know these characters and stuff, but then they feel the need to go, "I'm Sub-Zero. I'm not Bihan anymore. I'm Sub-Zero." Come on, guys. Did you not know?
Yeah, that pissed me off massively. And I hated it so much. It would have been so much better if when they were at that diner or whatever, like the windows turned icy and they touched it and was like, "Oh my god, it's so cold." Like, "Oh, it must be Sub-Zero out there," or something like that.
Just don't even fucking. People know. They're like
They
the
do.
most two iconic fucking fighting
But I mean, like,
game characters. Like, come on.
but for people who are just coming into it, like that's going to be the first time coming into it. So you still need to, in a way, somehow. But just saying that must be Sub-Zero out there. It's like, Sub-Zero's out there, but it must also be Sub-Zero to be freezing the windows. So it's like,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
it's a lot cleverer than him going, "I am not old mate, I am Sub-Zero. Goodbye."
It's the fact that they call him like Bihan before they call him Sub-Zero. Like, people know him as Sub-Zero, not the other name. So you'd think they'd swap it round, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he obviously doesn't look like Sub-Zero the first time you see him.
No, but they could have easily done just like cover him in blue and give him an hat.
Yeah.
Boom, Sub-Zero.
It was weird that
Stuff
Scorpion was in like yellow and his colours, and then he was just the right. Anyway.
He was wearing blue, weren't he?
It was like it just basically black though. It weren't like.
I thought it was black. Was it just a very dark blue?
Yeah, it was a dark blue, but it weren't. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you start getting frost out his hand out of nowhere, I mean,
it weren't like
that's Sub-Zero.
Because obviously in the games, when Scorpion's not Scorpion, you see him as a costume of what he was like in the film at the start, but in the games where you see Sub-Zero not a Sub-Zero, he weren't in that kind of just plain boring like. So obviously he's got the yellow above the black and stuff. So it's it's all a thing, you know.
The Jackson Sub-Zero fight was okay, but it had a lot of cuts in it, didn't it? It were a bit all over the place and a bit messy. I didn't like that. There's a bit where Shang Tsung's talking to, I think it's Melina. They never really say her name until somebody just magically knows it towards the end. His voice is just dreadful. It's got some weird effect on it that sounds like he's shouting it down a loo roll.
Oh, don't even.
I hated that so much. I hated it. I
just remembered that he had the weird effect. I thought my stream was dodgy or something, but
it's whenever
voice.
Whenever they're in Outworld, they have that kind of, because it were in the previous scene when they were talking to Sub-Zero as well. It's
shit. A bit that annoys me. Main character goes to Sonya. I'm not going to talk about main character. I don't even know if I'm going to put him on my cons because I don't like him. So he goes to Sonya, goes to her house. She goes, "Come on in, close that door." Like that's going to do a fucking thing. She knows what's coming after them because she goes on to explain, like, look at all these things. She knows about Kotal Khan. She knows about Nightwolf. Nightwolf can generate spirit axes out of nowhere. Kotal Khan's got a massive fucking axe and is from Outworld. But close that door because you never know who might come in. That pissed me off massively. Again, it's another small thing, but it's like, you know what's coming. Don't talk about closing a fucking door as if it's going to stop Goro from ripping your little shitty shack apart, because it's not. That annoyed me. And I didn't like that at all. When they get to Raiden's Island-y place and they're on the walk to there, Liu Kang appears out of nowhere and then throws a fireball at Kano and then says, "I'm not your enemy." That don't seem right to me. That really felt out of place for the character of Liu Kang to throw a fireball at someone and say, not me. Let me that. I'm not a bad guy.
I've just attacked you. I'm your mate. Come on.
That was shit. Liu Kang is a massive bell end through the entire film.
Don't even get me. Oh, man.
He's just a dickhead. Why is he going to be a dickhead to everybody? Like, all the time. He's got
the
no
funny
match
thing
syndrome.
is, he like he knows who these people are because apparently he was the one Raiden chose to seek out the champions. And then he still fucking attacks Kano and he's like, hey, prick.
I'm your pal. Like me. Somebody else threw a fireball at you in this arid place where nobody else is. Melina.
Hey.
Right. First of all, she's played by a black woman. Why? Because there's another ninja that's very similar to Melina called Jade, who in canon is a black woman.
Yeah.
No problem with this person being in the film whatsoever. Just easily just have included Jade. It would have been a better inclusion than Natara for a start.
Jade is cool as fuck, to be fair.
She is very cool. Cooler than Natara. And Melina should have been in a mask because otherwise it's nowhere near as impressive when she starts opening her jaw fully and goes full to carton.
Fucking. Well, she just had blood all the time around her fucking mouth. I'm like,
well, it's because Takatan, by the way, is like the race of people who have those big teeth. They're Takatans.
Baraka.
And Melina, is a clone of Katana mixed with Takatan blood. That's why she's got the big teeth.
Right.
Katana's not in this, is she? I've only just realised. Is she in this?
She is. She is.
I don't know.
Katana's in it, isn't she?
Is she?
Is in it. She must be, because she's really important.
Fights him on the beach.
Her fan weapons in it when they're walking through the thing of the artifacts where Kano steals the Raiden amulet. But I swear she's not in it.
That's not Raiden's amulet.
Sorry.
That's that guy you like. It's Shinnok's amulet.
Shinnok's. So that means Shinnok would have been.
Why have they got the Shinnok amulet on Earth then?
To keep it away from him. He's not allowed it because he's a bad man.
Because he's a bad man in general, right?
Yeah, Shinnok's a dickhead. So Shinnok's entire thing is like when all of like Mortal Kombat starts, essentially there's a big guy who's over everybody. He's called like the One Being or something. And then there's these Elder Gods, and the One Being feeds off the Elder Gods, and they decide that they don't like being fed on anymore, so they try to kill him and beat the big geezer. But they can't do it, so then instead they like Voldemort him and split him, or like, I can't remember, the judge from Buffy. They split him into 6 pieces and spread him about, and those 6 pieces are called the Kamidogu, and they're 6 weapons, and they form into realms, and they get hidden in these realms. So that's where Earthrealm and all that stuff comes from.
Right.
And when all that gets done, all the Elder Gods get assigned to a different realm. Raiden gets Earthrealm, Shinnok gets somebody else that he don't like, and he sees Earthrealm and he's like, I'd much rather have that because that looks really cool. So he comes and tries to take it. Raiden beats his head in, tells all other Elder Gods, and they're like, well, he's a dickhead. Send him to Netherrealm, banish him, and take away all his powers. So they do, and take his amulet off him. And that's why Raiden's got it.
He knows a lot.
I do.
Well, God, it's good.
It's convoluted as fuck, though, isn't it?
It's good, though, isn't it?
It doesn't help that they did a reboot and made stuff canon and not canon and then merged it all together into one big...
Yeah, smash it all. Smash. I like it when Liu Kang turns into a zombie. That happens as well, Mr. Pineapple.
Natara and Reiko are shit, and they do not need to be in this film.
Why did they choose them two?
Reiko isn't even like that. That's not Reiko. I had to look up who that was.
Let me just have a look.
Reiko. You might see the character like from the games and be like, I know that guy. I recognise him.
How do you fucking spell it?
Reiko, I think.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, that's Reiko, apparently. That guy with the big hammer, that's him.
But that guy with the big hammer, like, had weird scars on his head and stuff.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Do you not remember that? No, because it didn't happen, because it's shit and they shouldn't be in the film.
I remember this guy. Why would you choose this guy, though?
Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I think that's one of the things where they think, I know, we'll put these in it, and then proper big Mortal Kombat nerds who love it will recognise them and go, oh, it's those 2 really obscure characters that nobody cares about. Oh my god, look, they're in the film. In reality, they could have been spots that have got really interesting characters that are actually like cool. Like Jade could have been instead of Natara. We could have had a good version of Baraka instead of Raiko.
Baraka, yeah. Baraka's a G.
Do you know who Baraka is, Mr. P?
Don't know.
You're just all good.
So Baraka's got massive teeth, and he's got like, instead of being Wolverine with like a bunch of claws, he's just got one big one that comes out of each forearm, like over his fist.
He kind of looks like the. Do you know when she's explaining all the Mortal Kombat backstory stuff, and there's that like bald guy stood on top of them like dead bodies? I don't know if you remember that from the film, but
I don't think he remembers.
No. Yeah. Carry on with your cons, though. We kind of went on a tangent there.
Yeah. Well, it was about one of my cons about Nitara and Raiko being shit because they are shit and they don't need to be in it. It would be as bad as having the Mongolian cyborg in it.
He sounds pretty cool, though, to be fair.
It sounds cooler than them, doesn't it? So once again, why were they chosen?
Yeah.
Who knows? So I wrote the main character's name down here because I thought it'd be best to put it down somewhere. But when they're getting all the powers and stuff and unlocking their inner selves, he gets his powers eventually, and he gets like a full bodysuit, which is ridiculous in itself. But if he's getting that, why has Kano not got his metal eye plate? Because that's one of the main things when you think of Kano in Mortal Kombat. He's got his metal eye plate with his red eye. Why has he not got that? Because then Sonya won't be able to throw random chemicals from a bathroom into his face. That's why. Yeah. Because it'd be covered by a metal eye plate. He needs a metal eye plate.
He'll get one in the sequel. He ain't dead.
If Cole is getting his golden Aquaman suit, why is Kano not his metal eye plate? Like, why? Like, it makes no sense.
Because they need a plot device to make sure that... No, he should have just had a metal eye plate.
Fucking stupid. Don't talk about it. He kills Goro, hand off, intestines out, then they just fuck off, leave this massive 8-foot, 4-armed, disemboweled creature outside their house.
Yeah.
Don't matter. That's fine. If neighbour comes by to borrow some sugar, we'll explain that away later. That's not a problem. We don't need to do it with that. Don't need to put a tarp over it. It's fine. We'll just leave that big mess there on Earth Realm, where that's not common. People don't know about that. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid. If he's supposed to be the descendant of Scorpion, yeah, right? Not even a character in Mortal Kombat lore, really. So that's a fucking waste of time. But why did he use Tonfas?
Why does he have a weird Aquaman suit?
See, those are questions that need asking. Because that's got nothing to do with Scorpion.
Yeah.
If you had a samurai sword, like Scorpion has, and had that, and it was like a spirity sword kind of thing that formed when he needed to use it or whatever, like his stupid shitty little Tonfas do.
Acceptable.
And then at least he's using a weapon of his ancestor, not a stick, because that's not what so I've never seen Scorpion use Tonfas.
No.
And I hated it a lot.
Yeah.
Raiden's garbage. I'm sorry, but if I ever notice that actor in anything else, I'm going to turn it off. I do not like Raiden one bit. He's fucking dreadful. And he's also a dickhead, but in a bad way. Not like the good way that the first Raiden is, where he's like laughing at billions of people dying and then says sorry. This guy's just like, you're all worthless. Fuck off. Yeah. Useless bastards. Oh, wait, we've only got a week. Better get started. Come back.
Yeah, but he don't even do it. He just leaves it all to fucking Liu Kang. And he's a cunt as well.
It's not technically supposed to interfere in Earthrealm's deals, so he's not technically supposed to help.
He's supposed to choose his champions, though, and apparently Liu Kang did that. Apparently,
yeah, he's crap. Kung Lao, why did he only teleport once? He teleports as his entrance and just pops up out of nowhere. Badass, very Kung Lao. Never does it when he's fighting.
I would have much rather enjoyed him teleporting onto Nitara than fucking just like jumping on her back and riding her for a bit. Yeah,
the really overused stand still, meditate, and jump behind them. Like, react as soon as they get to me kind of thing that's used all over the place non-stop. Noob Saibot should have been in the film because they hinted at it that it was going to happen every 5 fucking seconds. Whenever anybody bad teleported anywhere, it was just smoke and shit flying out everywhere. I feel like I'm being edged every time it was happening. Like they're just toying with me and playing with me, bringing me closer. And here's shit Samsung coming out of the smoke, so fuck you, punch in the nuts. How dare you think we were going to do something cool? Fuck off, idiot. Kicking the nuts again. So that annoyed me. There was something else annoyed me, but I've just forgotten about it. It really annoyed me and I can't remember now. I blanked it out. One of you will probably say it and I'll probably agree and go on another tirade. So I'll stop there for now.
I just want to say, is this what it's like when I go on a rant? I like it. Feels nice to be on this side.
Yeah, you're seeing the other side. So imagine the killing a film that you love so much, and like a franchise and a series that you took. Mate, I've watched several videos that are very fucking long, just about the story of this game series.
Yeah.
And then they just make Raiden like that. That's not Raiden. That's not Raiden. Whoever that is, it's not Raiden.
Christopher Lambert's not really Raiden, but at least he fucking has fun with it. This guy's just
Like, he did a good character while he was playing Raiden. So, like, it doesn't matter too much that it's not exactly like Raiden from the games, who's like morally just and, oh, you can't do that because blah, 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 blah. I've just remembered. Right, the other fucking thing that pisses me off. Right. So it's to do with the fucking teleporting shit. So, it's established pretty early on and throughout the film that Sub-Zero and Shang Tsung can basically go wherever the fuck they like. Then they're like, right, let's split them up and fight them all individually. So then Raiden teleports everybody to individual fights, apart from two of them that get into a tag team match. I think that's just to spice up the pay-per-view a bit. While that's happening, Sub-Zero goes after his family. Why? Why does he not just show up at one of the other fights and make it really uneven and a 2v1? Because he can go anywhere. Because he's just gone from this cave in Raiden's house to main character's house to kill his family. Why? Why not go and do something useful and just win everybody and just kick everybody's head in? Bullshit. That's why.
Getting angry, boys.
I'll stop.
I like it because I'm not going to go on as much of a tirade as you because I don't know the game series like yourself. You know, you're a big fan. I like seeing the other side.
My cons not as good as an intro, just because Mr. Pineapple proved it's the best introduction to a film ever. Right, when we was talking about the trailer for this film, we was like, who's this new character? Who's he gonna be? And the trailer was like, oh, maybe he's Scorpion's like descendant or something. And I was like, no, that's just too easy. That'd be like shit. Maybe he's like the original Kung Lao's descendant and stuff. But no, they went with Scorpion's, like, because he's a baby that Raiden finds, right, and like fucks off with, or is that his?
No, that's his ancestor.
Right. Okay.
So Raiden steals the baby, brings her up.
The baby's a female.
Brings her up. Because it says, "Go and look after your sister" when she's crying in the opening thing. So yeah, Raiden takes her, brings her up, and then apparently the bloodline stays as one person throughout history, and they never spread anywhere. And there's just one person at the end of this after no other relatives.
Right. I was too pissed off to listen to the film then. And then I got even more pissed off because everything to do with this main character, the colour scheme is yellow and black. His fucking hand wraps when he's fighting the MMA shit is yellow and black. He's even like his training bag is black with like a yellow strap on it. I'm like, yeah, we fucking get it. He's Scorpion's descendant, like Scorpio Sky, mate. Yeah, I just Sub-Zero's ice can't smash windows on cars. Don't make sense. Like, he can put a fucking icicle through a fucking body and bones and shit, but he can't smash a fucking car's windows. And the birthmarks piss me off. Just fuck off. They got some weird voice alteration, like we said. When any character in Outworld's just like an echo and booming and just like, ooh, it's not Earth. Did you get it? Like, this weird desert landscape is not Earth. Liu Kang's a cunt. He's not Liu Kang at all. He's just a twat. He's like, I am Liu Kang, a really advanced Liu Kang who's just a dickhead to everyone because you're not as good as me, basically. Raiden's the same. But why have the guy with the hammer? Figured that out now. I didn't like the line, he's about to get his soul sucked. It just sounded fucking weird. It made me laugh when it shouldn't have. And then the kill Kung Lao, didn't like that because he was kind of cool. They killed in quotation marks, air marks, whatever you. Kano, but he's not dead, is he? I think I just got pissed off at writing notes. Let's talk about the main guy, shall we?
No.
He's so bad. He's so bad. Why don't just like replace him with just like Scorpion or something, like a good version of Scorpion? If you're going to make him Scorpion's descendant, just make him Scorpion, because Scorpion wasn't even in the film. He was in the fucking, oh, I'm going to look at a little dagger and go, whoa, he's in my nightmare dreams. It's like, I hate that in the last fight scene, they was inside a cage, like a fucking octagon, just because he's an MMA fighter. I'm like, we don't no one cares about his character. I hated the fucking Johnny Cage shit at the end, where he's like, I'm going to Hollywood to find this band who's the best fighter ever, apparently. And then you get
It's
to
not
see...
what. It's who.
I thought, oh,
I want to rip my ears off after hearing that.
I know. It's like, why use Johnny Cage as sequel bait when...
Dickheads like you like him.
Yeah, but like his abilities and his fighting ability is probably like one of the lower tier fighting abilities. Like, why like put him up as this massive guy? Just put him in the film, even if it's like...
He is a big deal in the law. He is a big deal.
I know, but
He's descended from a breed of fighters that were made just to kill people. He's descended from them, which is why he's always marked, because he's like an ultimate killing machine, but he's just an arsehole and doesn't realise it. Which that's why he does his like green stuff in the games and stuff.
Yeah.
So when everybody unlocks all their inner powers and shit in this, his is green power, which is just like God strength, but he's a dickhead and can't use it well. So he just punches people in the dick. But if he did it properly, he'd fucking rinse everybody.
yeah, I hated all that. Let's find our power thing. Like this, right? We talked about locations in the first film, how good they are and everything. Where are we in this film? It's literally like Raiden's temple.
Yep.
That's it.
What more do you need? Raiden's temple in that sandpit. That's it.
But, I don't get it. I don't understand where they went so wrong. And it pisses me off. And the fact that, like you said, when they were like, oh, you do this, you go against this person, you go against this person, and all that, like, it happened so quick. And they were like, right, we've got all our abilities now, we're just going to defeat everyone in the matter of a montage. So what was the point in building up any enemy characters? Because, you know, we're just going to beat them in this montage.
It felt like they got really excited about writing, like doing all this film, and they're like, "Oh, this is so cool! Yeah, we'll just do all this. Oh, then we'll do this." And then somebody walked into office where they were writing it all down. And they're like, "You do know it's length of film, don't you? You have got that written down." It's like, no, we're an hour and 30 in, and not a whole lot's happened. How long have we got? Let's fit it all in about 20 minutes then. So
Literally.
make it work.
I hated the Kano versus Sonya fight as well. When she were like hiding underneath the house and stuff, I was like, what is going on? And Milena, she's fucking shit, isn't she? Oh man, Shang Tsung. I mean, at least he has green stuff, I guess.
Green.
This is doing me like when we were talking about the first film, it made me love it even more. When we're talking about this one, it's making me hate it even
Wanna
more.
watch it again?
Go on, Mr. P, I'm done. Fuck this shit.
My cons are going to be less intense than those two. Less in-depth about characters and stuff, because I just, as I said, I know sweet FA pretty much about the law, etc. The action is okay. That's both a pro and a con. You cast a man as your lead actor, right? And you don't want him to be a charisma vacuum and just suck the life out of every scene that he's in. 'Cause that makes for not a good time for people watching. And what you don't want is for the supporting actors who you cast to almost double that effect. Because that's what happens, except from Kano, because they're all bad. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw some questions at you both regarding the plot and stuff, just to see, some stuff. These birthmarks they've got, are they a thing made for the film or for the games?
Just for the film, mate. Just for the film.
Right, so all the subsequent questions I have about those birthmarks, then I'll not ask if it was just a film thing, because you won't know. Right.
Yeah, that's never been mentioned ever before.
Right, okay. Because it seemed weird.
That
Yeah,
had a dragon
it's normally-
on him.
So
Yeah.
It's normally just the best fighters of the realms that get chosen.
Yeah.
Or they'll get picked by the gods. It's not, they don't get marked or anything. Like they'll just like
It
that's like the first one where he just shows up and he's like, Johnny Cage, come on, you come with me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna go and kick someone's head in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It was just a way to get. we create this really cool main character who's a descendant of Scorpion, but he's not that good of a MMA fighter for some reason. So we'll throw him in with all these really good fighters, and he's gonna become the best fighter ever because he's got this absorbing armor and these two weapons that he's never found out about yet. But if he gets his ass handed to him for a good half an hour, and then he'll unlock them and stuff. Yeah.
The abilities that they unlock through stuff, is that a game thing or a film thing?
No, in the games.
I know, like, there's a laser eye and shit, Kano, in the game,
Yeah.
So none of that, that's just all bollocks then.
Yeah, that don't normally really get explained in the games. Kano just has a laser eye. It's like probably just like some weird cybernetic thing, because it's in Mortal Kombat, it's not Earth. It's Earth realm, so it's close to being what Earth is like. But there's like advanced technology and stuff. Like in Mortal Kombat, the Shirei Ryu and the Lin Kuei, the two ninja clans that Sub-Zero and Scorpion are from. The Lin Kuei start to become like cyborgs and embrace cybernetics into their clan, and they all become cyborgs over time. So it's like a near future tech kind of scenario.
Right. When Jax gets out the car to go and fight Sub-Zero, he tells him to go to this specific place to meet Sonya. Is that place relevant at all, or is it just a cherry picked like city and town?
I think it's just her house.
Somewhere in India. Right. Yeah. Weird place for him to choose then.
It's weird because they've got so many like little references in such a short space of time, like the Nightwolf stuff and the Kotal Khan and stuff like that. But then they've just got bullshit like that, which doesn't relate.
I feel like they included way too many characters for a first film in terms of 17,000 villains.
The thing is, though, it's like that's what Mortal Kombat is.
I understand why.
Because obviously in the games, it's like you're always fighting against a named character. So in that sense, it makes sense. But when you know nothing about the games, it's like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, because it was all happening, and then there's a bitch with some wings and stuff, and there's I like the Cabal man. He was pretty cool. I still no clue who he was while watching it and stuff. And there's a hammer guy, and I knew the flamey man because he's in the first film and stuff.
Scorpion.
But the flamey Kano man. What's his name? The prick who you two don't like. His brother gets killed. What's his name?
Liu Kang.
Yeah.
A flamey. Oh right, yeah.
The one who
goes Kano.
Right. Okay. Follow me.
Yeah.
And he's leading him through the caves with his fire hand.
Like he just pops up out of nowhere, and then he's got a
literally, yeah,
pops up out of nowhere, and then they just keep adding, and then there's the mouth woman, and then there's the hammer guy, and then and then the fucking arm dude comes with his 4 arms, and then gets just one banged pretty much. After
Goro in this
he gets his suit. I'm assuming in the games he's pretty like a badass and stuff.
Yeah, so like I was saying, in the games, the way that Mortal Kombat works is Kung Lao, the hat guy. So that Kung Lao isn't Kung Lao. That's a descendant of Kung Lao.
Are they all called Kung Lao?
That's called Kung Lao.
Right.
Not all descendants of Kung Lao are called Kung Lao.
Right.
Because Liu Kang is a descendant of the original Kung Lao.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
So in the first Mortal Kombat, like Kung Lao beats Shang Tsung and all that stuff, and then Goro comes and kills Kung Lao, who's supposed to be like mega badass, and then Goro destroys everybody else. Like he just runs on an absolute tear. So he's supposed to be like the fucking guy. This is a Mortal Kombat tournament that's like they're trying to bypass by killing everybody before it happens. So everything that happens now, if you imagine that this has happened 9 times previously, and every single time Goro's just shown up and beaten everybody's fucking heads in, that's basically what's happened up until this point. Goro's just kicked everybody's ass 9 times in a row.
I was gonna say, whenever you verse him in the games, is one of them that you're gonna fucking struggle with.
Yeah, you're gonna lose 200 times to him, and then you're gonna like get that one god run and be like, oh, he's missed it. Oh, I've got it. Yeah, you can fucking heap shit because you've finally fucking done it.
But if you've got a knife and you just like stab it into him and like pull it up, then it's alright.
Does anybody in the games or any of the lore get a weird metal T-shirt thing?
No.
Nope. Nobody is Aquaman.
also, it's not explained what that is. It's just like a suit he gets. I didn't understand it. And it absorbed energy and made some weapons. Is that what happened, I think?
Like, when he got hit by it, it reminded me of, like, Black Panther suit when he obviously absorbs the shock.
Because I thought he was going to use that.
Yeah, you don't really fire
back.
it. I'm guessing he, like, gets the strength of whoever hits him kind of thing, because he could match Goro at that point. But it don't say, does it? I thought he were going to, like, projectile that power out of him.
That's because that's what any sane person would assume. I didn't know what to make of this film when I first watched it, which is evident in my score that I've given it. It's not good. They're going to make more of these.
Yeah, they are.
I did just write at the end, cheeky sequel bait, you know, just for the fans out there, you know. It made me, you know, just...
I would much rather have weird animatronic Goro than just CGI non-Goro.
I don't understand the film. I really wanted to like this film.
Same.
It's like Mulan all over again. Like, I really wanted to like it. And there were bits I enjoyed, like the opening and Kano.
I liked all the, like, proper gore in it.
I liked the violence.
Yeah.
I liked and the way that the kid died.
Yeah, the violence is what the first one was missing.
Yeah.
Like, if that had that level of Jax clapping someone's head, it'd be even better. You know what it were.
I still don't know what I feel about this film properly, and I don't think I ever will because I'm never going to watch it again. Joe needs to make better life choices, is all I know. Stop being in Fast and Furious 6. Stop being in this.
Well, you say that, but he's signed on for 4 more films. 4 more fucking films.
Also, the music's shit in this compared to the first one.
They do have, which is a con, fuck them. They do have the original do when it's the final fight between them 3. I was like, oh, don't you fucking use that, pricks.
Yeah. More fun fact about the first film. They had to fight aggressively to get that music included because the distributors were like, no, we want modern bands like Van Halen and stuff on the soundtrack. We don't want none of this dance shit.
Imagine.
I went deep into the research on the first one. I took a dive, and then I had to watch this.
Are you done with your cons, mate? Should we get on to summaries?
It's just not good, is it? I don't think. Oh, the action shit. All right, I said it.
I thought it was okay.
In the opening bit, I liked it because he had a sword. When there's that much CG stuff happening at the same time as action, it becomes distracting, and then the CG becomes what the filmmakers focus on because they don't care about what's happening in the fight. Hence, 17,000 cuts per thing.
And they still punch the camera in this.
Just the whole filmmaking thing. I'll not do a lecture on the art of filmmaking right now because it's 2:30.
Yeah, it is. You know.
But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, like Kung Lao still punches the fucking camera in that training scene. I'm like, they did that in 1995, mate. Why are you still doing it?
Callback. Kung Lao's the Hat Man. Sombrero.
He died.
He shouldn't have. Summaries then. Go on, analyst.
Kano's good. He needs his own show.
Is that it?
The rest of it's not good. I don't like Raiden. The film takes place in one location with an odd visit to a diner and a farm, and then back to the one location in Raiden's sandpit. Too many pointless characters. You could have had interesting people. If you're going to overflow.
I'm sorry, I'm annoyed. This film's annoyed me.
If you're going to have that many characters in it, at least make them good characters that people like or people want to know more about. If you put a big bald man with a big hammer in it, nobody fucking cares about him.
I did. Nathan Jones, Rictus and Reptile.
You cared about the actor, not about the fucking character. Pointless. Costume designs were shit. It's bad in a lot of ways.
That's what I'm like certain films. Yeah, I like it.
Done.
Right. The effects were better looking. Kano, Sonya, and Jax were better. Sub-Zero maybe better. Yeah. But fuck me, why did they have to have that fucking prick as the main character? The fights weren't better. And the location and story was just shit. So I didn't like it. What about you, Mr. Pineapple?
I wrote that it's gleefully violent, but then I put, though, just a bit lifeless all around. And then I wrote, I'm not sure what to make of this film, because at the time I was processing what I'd seen. I was like, and I still don't know, you know. It's just a bit shit, but I like the way that it was violent. I like violence.
You just like to see all the gore and shit, which they did really well, but...
Just make it a body horror film, right? Take out all the shit action and the acting, and let me just see people getting decapitated for an hour and a half. Then this would have been a good film. Yeah. Too many characters. Get rid of a few and then make the other ones have development. Just an idea.
Ratings, come on. I don't even know anymore.
2, 1 for blood, 1 for Kano. It's a 2.
That's higher than I thought you were going to give it.
I've got to respect Kano, and I did the violence, the fatalities. Again, Kano was almost like half of those, like the pulling the heart out and stuff. That was just really visceral and good.
Was that the reptile cunt from the first film?
Yep.
He looked different, didn't he?
Yeah, that CG improved.
Reptile. Yeah.
He don't ever go full human form though, does he? Proper.
No. Oh man, was I?
So 2. Blood and Kano, down like Raiden, -5.
Because it's given me the same... Right, I had high hopes for this from the trailer, and I had high hopes for Mulan from the trailer. But I'd rather watch this than Mulan. I'll give it a 1.5 for Kano and the blood. But the blood came with the fight scenes, and the fight scenes weren't good, so gets half a point. So Kano gets a full point because he's just he's good. He gets you through the film. What about you, Mr. Pineapple?
Well, with everything I said, I just gave it a middle score of 3.5 out of 7 because I don't know, all the character shit is lost on me. So obviously for you two, that's a big deal and stuff. You know, I liked the violence. He killed a kid, so that gave it like an extra 1.5 points.
Jesus Christ.
You know, and Kano's a lad. I'm going to give it 2.5 because it weren't good. I can't, in sound mind, give it 3.5. That was just like a placeholder score. I'm going to give it 2.5 because it's got Nathan Jones in and my boy Joe. You know, and the Big Hammer Man is just favourite Mortal Kombat character, isn't he? Big Hammer guy. Love him. Big fan. He's got the face and the hammer and stuff.
There's so many Mortal Kombat characters that you would love.
I'm going to go smash a big nail with my big hammer. There's a big fence I need to put up.
There's a Mortal Kombat character that's literally just like Keanu Reeves.
Is it Keanu?
No, it's Kenshin, is it?
Kenshin, the blind samurai.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Rutger Hauer from Blind Fury about the blind samurai. I'm sorry, it's a good film.
I mean, we've compared it already, haven't we? I think we've talked it. Oh.
Let's do it. Let's do some
The one thing I kept out of both, because I wanted to include it for better or for worse. Right. I know you're probably going to disagree with me, Pony boy, but you're wrong and that's fine. But I am so glad that it doesn't follow Liu Kang, because I am sick of that man. That character is the focus of everything all the time. Yeah. I want to see someone else for once. Give me someone else. Like the entirety of the game series. Like I was writing notes down just in case you asked about any weird specific stuff. Almost every sentence ends with Liu Kang wins. Liu Kang wins again. Liu Kang wins again. Because everything is just him kicking everybody's ass through this weird timeline after the Goro stuff. So I'm just so glad that it follows somebody else. The person it's following is awful, and it shouldn't follow that person, but they tried to not follow Liu Kang. Maybe someone else that's interesting. I think, why not show us what Aaron Black's up to? He's an interesting character. He's a cowboy with a gun.
Yeah, I googled his name after the reference earlier. It was like, he looked cool.
Yep, cooler than the main character in this film.
Was I like cowboy?
Exactly.
Does he shoot guns, or has he got like weird pole or something?
No, he shoots guns.
He's got like one of the like Winchester ear things.
Nice.
Proper big old gun.
No, I do agree. I do agree with you. Like, but they just should have chosen another Mortal Kombat character. Because I do get sick of Liu Kang. Like, he's cool and everything. Like, he does the bicycle kick and that. But he does get boring after a point. They could have made it like a different take on... I forgot his name. He's like, you play as him as a main character of one of the games, and then he like grows old throughout the game. But I forgot who it is. Oh, fuck. You know what I'm talking about, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's this character?
So it's Shujinko.
That's his fucking name. Just make it him. Easy.
It would be better.
And just
Jesus
get
Christ.
rid of all the... His Scorpion's descendant. Yeah. Like, just put Scorpion in it. If you want to make a Scorpion, like, make him a main focus of a film, just put him in the film. Don't have him as some weird dream fucking... Where did he even come from?
Hell.
He just appeared, didn't he?
Yeah,
Fuck
give
this.
him the nether realm. Mr. P understood. Why don't you? Come on.
Ah,
Literally says it. He's like, come from hell to kill you, cunt.
so why does he only just come from hell at that point in time?
Because the little dagger he do gets his descendants' blood on it, and that creates a pathway for him to get through.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's the only bit of the plot I remember.
I think I were too pissed off at this point to care.
I was like, yeah, he's going to kill another kid at this point. Then she don't die.
That's the only two times he started taking notes. Very beginning, very end, when kids are dying. Just licks Andre's pen. Let's get this written down.
The original's better. That's
Yes.
what's won it for me. And I think it's the same for everyone else.
Yeah, and like I said before, when we talked about the first one, the only thing that I felt was missing from that one, that this one included, was the just the Mortal Kombat uppercut, because they harp on that too much in this, which is like, you should have used your uppercut. Use your uppercut. You should have used the uppercut. You used the uppercut. Like, they don't need to do that. But him doing the power uppercut, it's like, oh, that's from the games they actually do. Oh, yeah, that's cool. But they really laboured it too much to make it good.
Was that his stepdaughter?
I was so confused about that. I thought it was his sister. And then she calls him dad or something.
And he's
when
banging
she's
that
like-
woman.
When she's in
He's
danger.
definitely banging the woman.
I was like, wait, no, he's way too young.
I don't know.
Oh no, so who cares anymore?
It's not good. Glad I didn't pay money to watch it.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna pay 15 quid to watch this shit.
Wait, you were?
I was gonna, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But, you know, original's better. We've all agreed, even though we hadn't all said it, but
Get the original on Blu-ray for like £8. You can get that twice, mate, for the price you were
That's a
paying.
good deal.
that's a fucking big pineapple. Should we blast through the wrestling news?
Yeah, there's
It's
not a lot,
late.
not a lot of wrestling news
You
this
know,
week.
wrestling news. The masks are off.
Yeah, they're now members of the Hurt Business. They get rid of the two good people, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Have a couple of Retribution members, why don't you?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be called Mason T-Bar anymore either, or whatever
No.
they're called. They'll probably be called whatever they fucking are. I don't know.
Alistair Black's finally back in
Yeah.
SmackDown. He's reading his books again. Not doing any wrestling. Fuck off. Ronda Rousey's pregnant.
With a baby.
Congrats, I guess. Why not? EC3 is hospitalised.
He's got some kind of infection.
You'd fuck him.
I would. But following on from that, Terry Funk, a wrestler, great wrestler, really old now, has got COVID currently. So I just hope that my boy, gets through that, because I'll have to actually be sincere in a death section if he passed away. And I don't.
You've
We
been
don't want that.
sincere before.
Yeah, but not many times.
No, not many
It
times
takes,
at all.
it takes a major death for Mr. Pineapple to bring out the emotion.
Like twice, I think it's happened. Maybe even just once. Yeah. And that's the wrestling news. Nice. Any shout outs?
Just shout out to my boy Hammer Guy. He's just, gonna get him tattooed on me.
I'm going to give a shout out to Smooth My Balls, was it? Or
Smooth my balls, yeah. Wax my crotch.
Just give us a sponsor. We'll shave each other's balls. Live
just
on Twitch.
Big props to the analyst as well for helping us with the editing for the past
Yeah, definitely.
however month or so has it been? I don't even remember how long it's been.
It's been.
Big up. Big up.
He's a good lad, isn't he? We're talking about him like he's not here. It's weird.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not dead. I mean,
There were simpler times when he was alive,
my shout out, if I'm allowed to have one.
No.
Yeah, shout away.
Spoke about it on another podcast before. Today is DMX's funeral, and his coffin is being paraded through the streets in the back of a tricked out pickup with massive, like 50-inch tires on it as we speak, and being driven through town and the city. And that is literally happening right now in America as we record.
Brian, his homeboy, DMX, he's dead. No, because they were brothers, you know. Not many people knew that.
Everybody does now.
Yeah.
It's in the last podcast about how they used to get together and fuck bitches and kill dogs.
I've actually got a proper shout out that I've only just remembered. So, me doing this filming, I met a guy who
Bit gay.
does.
You coming out? Does Judge Fudge know?
This is not where you want to come out, mate. This is not the platform for that.
He does filming. He has a drone and he does just kind of cool drone shots of different cities and that. Parkhill Productions is his YouTube channel, and I told him about our podcast and stuff, and he's subscribed, and he's offered his services in any future projects that we have for him to film with his drone and stuff. So yeah, he's a cool guy.
Thank you very much. Does he have a name?
Michael Grayson. I just gave his last name out. Fucking hell.
Oh, fucking dogs.
Used to live in Retford.
Where does he
House
live
number?
now? What's the specific
Postcode.
address?
Somewhere in
type?
Sheffield.
Age,
You know.
national insurance number.
I'm guessing in
What was
Park
maiden
Hill.
name?
'Cause, you know,
What was his first pet called?
Michael Grayson.
Street he grew up on. Inside leg measurement.
Have you seen his testicles?
Not yet.
Well, thank you very much for following us, though, Michael, and offering your services.
Are you sure you're not? It's not a gay thing, is
Look,
it?
me, it's 3
It
o'clock
makes
in
it
the
sound
morning.
like a gay thing.
it's definitely a gay thing.
I'm coming out, and this man's offering his services.
We can use him whenever we want.
Oh, Oh, man. I'm tired. Fuck you, Ian.
Little ginger bastard.
Fucking Satan.
He's top of that fucking fantasy league, the cunt.
He made Mortal Kombat 2021.
We have to fucking give him a prize if he wins. And I don't want to give him a prize.
We're not going to give Seaton a prize, you fucking idiot. Come on.
I'll get him a fuck you Seaton mug.
That'd be quite funny, actually. Yeah.
I don't know if it's on a mug or if it's just a shirt. I'm not too sure on that one.
It'll be on.
I'll
Yeah.
write fuck you Seaton on some paper and post it through his letterbox.
Throw semen at his mum.
Yeah, do that on the daily in my dreams, mate.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Stay fresh.
Jesus Christ.